I'll be back in a couple days. Literally a month and a half later, I'm back. Different lighting, different vibes. Still fucking spooky season. It's winter. Everything's dead. Like, duh, it's gonna be spooky out there. And it is. It's also cold. So here I am. There's been some changes in my life. So now that I've gotten adjusted to them, I might actually even maintain a schedule for my stream now. Okay, I think I will just be here a couple days a week. I wasn't really gonna come back, if I'm being perfectly honest. I was like, I don't think I'm good on this. It got a little trolly towards the end, and seems like nobody missed me, which I don't give a shit. But it didn't seem worth my time. And then a couple weeks after I stopped, I did indeed get my Twitch payout, and I was like, okay, it takes so much, there's a minimum. So I was like, wow, that's more than I thought. And I'm so grateful that here I am. I'm back. So I'm going to try to do Sunday, Monday nights because it accommodates to my new schedule. And I might actually schedule my fucking streams, you guys. Everybody keeps saying that's like the best way to, show consistency. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm consistently here at approximately the same time almost every night. Okay. But I was trying to figure out what days would be good because I had whatever days available. But some things have changed and now it's looking like Sunday, Monday nights. Probably like 9 p.m. Pacific time. And we're starting right now. A little late. Yeah, a little later than I wanted. But I was like up in the air whether or not I was going to do it because it's been so long. That's why this first 2 minutes has been hella fucking awkward. It's been a while. And this light is so bright. Like, I even switched my lighting. I, like, rearranged. And I tried to sit down and do tarot readings several times in the past month and a half. And every time I did, Spirit was like, yo, if they weren't already listening, they don't get to listen now. If you know, you know. And that's it. So I'm back for the people to send blessings and deliver messages or whatever. But there was just that period was like, for me, right? But not for everybody. Okay, because that's just sometimes how it is. So I was in the mood to do tarot, but there were several times that I was going to or intended to stream and just wasn't the right time. Now, for whatever reason, is. I also felt like I got overcrowded with, I don't want to call them stalkers, but whatever. It got a little crowded, is what I'm going to say. For as slow and empty as it was very crowded energetically, where it was like, probably just reading too much. That's why I was always switching up the decks and shit, but, now we'll probably do like Sundays are for general weekly updates and Mondays will be for love, etc. That's actually really good. Yeah, I'll do that. Because the demons are my karmic readings now. Career too, but karmic. So, and that's the thing. Sometimes karmic relationships are not romantic because some people don't have that many romantic partners in their life. You can't rely on all your karma coming through a romantic partner, and that's why people get it so funny. Where like relationships are not all the same, like love readings or whatever. Like friends, coworkers, people you deal with, like they can hurt you just as much as like an ex that you think of as a karmic. Like karmics can be anywhere. So, wow, I just came up with that schedule actually. So Sundays is gonna be. We're going to split the decks up. We're going to do Thoth, Cosmic Deck of Initiation, and Halloween Oracle. Decided that right now. And then Mondays will be our special, the relationships, person-person insight. We'll do the pink deck, the demon deck, and the mystery deck. Fuck, I like that a lot. Cool. So right now, I am starting a little late. It's dead in here because I haven't been on here, and I'm sure people didn't really. I mean, obviously they fucked with me enough because I thank you everyone who did support me, but a lot of people I noticed would just ask for personal readings, and I'd be like, it's a general reading. They'd be like, okay, and then leave. I'm not everybody's cup of tea because I'm more like a shot of Hennessy and I go down real easy, but only if that's what is pleasing to you, right? So, before we move any further, your girl is back. Okay? Okay. I also was working on like 4 different songs during this tarot hiatus, and I was writing a lot. I'm trying to shift my focus back to writing, but I have not completely gotten rid of my writer's block. I just do well with prompts. So you can check out some of my more recent stuff on vocal.media/lolly. No, vocal.media/authors/lolly dash page dash Lennox. I could type it, but then it's embarrassing. I'll be the only one in the chat. I love that for me. But my little silent viewers, as always, thank you anonymously. Yeah, I don't care if I've always low key been one of my only friends. So I was thinking about that actually right before I started this stream. And actually, I've been thinking about it a lot today for some reason. It came to my mind in the evening. Hold on. That should be it. That should be it. Okay, so I was thinking about, would I be friends with me? Like, that's like the age-old question. Like, would you be friends with you? When people are like assholes or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm a huge dick. Don't get me wrong. Fucking Tyler Durden sometimes. So, and there's no excusing it, but there's very little helping it, right? But I'm doing my best to recover from the manic psycho fuckboy syndrome. Um, However, there's still the premenstrual dysphoric part that evades me. Goofily enough, I was thinking about, would I be friends with someone like me? And it's like, dude, I am a light to my own life, and I bring myself so much joy and laughter that I can imagine someone like me in my life would do the same. However, I thought about how a lot of my friends aren't necessarily like me. They do bring me joy and laughter, but they're very different from me. And I kind of always was like, why am I like that? But then I thought, could I handle, like, me being the person I am? Could I actually handle two of this? That's a lot. I don't know. I don't know if anyone around me could handle me being friends with someone who's like me, because I am different and somewhat difficult, although I am an extraordinary friend, and I know that because my friends know that, my real ones. Okay, so that was just a side note. I guess it's like a age-old question. Would you be friends with yourself? Maybe y'all are supposed to ask yourself that because I have been my friend this whole time. I mean, there was no one else to talk to, right? Because Jesus, I don't know what excuses you need. I've always been my friend. Cool. Are you your own friend? Are you speaking kindly to yourself, taking care of yourself, treating yourself the way you treat your friends? And if you say yes, but your friends all kind of hate you, then maybe reevaluate how you're treating yourself so you can reevaluate how you're treating them or something like that. Cool. Cool. I don't know what that message was for, but I was thinking about streaming all day, so sometimes I like to throw in messages that I receive while I try to concentrate on it. I do the same thing for my personal readings, which did stay open the whole time I was on hiatus, by the way. So I did mess around with some cards for personal reasons, personal readings, but just didn't have any messages at the time. Oh, was I disconnected that whole time or like how long? I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even watching it or paying attention. Cool. Wow. Twitch beta like upgraded, I think. Yeah, hi, hints, I'm streaming right now, weirdos. Okay. If you're new here, lurker, or anyone who might be watching this video, I do smoke weed when I'm doing tarot very specifically because I like to think less about what I'm saying and be more open to receiving, right? And you know, I chase that shit with the one and only water, bitch. And tonight's caffeinated beverage, just a little bit of Dream World, because I think it's cute and honestly it tastes kind of good. And no, obviously Coke does not sponsor me or my life would not be this. That wasn't so funny. So anyways, what did we decide? I'm pulling all my decks out so I can show people what I'm about to do. Every week now, I'm deciding. Oh, will you chat with me, other person view? Okay, yeah, listen, the needy energy's gotta go. Yeah, don't get too excited. I'm like, a second viewer? Like, no, I know, it's been a while. I'm sorry. Hello, hello, hello. And I've been finding so much fucking money today. I love it. Like shit I forgot about. I love when I do that. I really do think about my future self. And I look back and think about how much I was looking out for myself in the past. 11/11, again, that's when I keep. Um, I love it. Honestly, it's really beautiful. Do I get impatient at times? Yes. Would it be helpful to have more outward validation? Sure. Have I ever needed that though? No. I am going to need to get paid though. You know? And Twitch came through. So, see, scare people away. Don't care. Moving on. Okay. We got 6 decks, and that's it. This is an ambitious goal to make this my regular new thing. But it is going to be what it's going to be, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to split up my 6 main decks into 2 days each week. It's going to be the new schedule, and I'm going to try to be here by 9 p.m. Pacific time and stream until who knows when, witching hour, at least in someone's time zone, right? Kind of want to take a quick break, little ad roll, you know, just get out the way. Probably need to plug my laptop in before I get going. And then we'll see about it. All right? All right? All right? watching quietly. Maybe you got the volume turned down. Listen, I got you. I ain't gonna wake nobody up. Okay. I don't know what that means. You should know by now that I don't have command strips in here. Appreciate you, Potato. How's it going? I probably don't need to whisper, right? We can all agree I don't need to whisper. Okay. So anyways, what's up? I still don't do personal readings. I don't know. Nothing's changed. I'm about to bust out some cards, some general messages. Man, I don't know. Honestly. I should have been learning about Twitch while I was gone. I wasn't. I really wasn't. It's pretty much like be nice. Don't ask for personal readings. And don't use slurs. I think that there's not that much going on with my rules. Yeah. No, like, spam bots. Tomorrow I'm going to do the relationship lineup. And when I say relationship, we mean of all kinds, not just romantic. We are going to go over soulmates, which can be romantic. That'll be tomorrow. And karmics, which also can be romantic, but often can be tied with other things like children or coworkers. We'll look at those relationships in your life. And then we'll also do some twin flame stuff, aka alien messages about love and connections, right? Cosmic connections. So that'll be tomorrow. We're going to do that every Monday night now. But it's Sunday, right? It is Sunday, right? Yeah. Barely holding on to Sunday. So Sundays, we're going to start off our week nice and fresh. A little bit of Thoth deck. General, going over everything. Situational, see what's going on. I will save that for last. Halloween Oracle. Yes, this is my necromancy deck, but it's also my shadow self deck, right? So we're going to get the situation of the week, the introspection of the week, and the cosmic deck of initiation, aka cosmic deck of inspiration, to keep us going. Okay, so this is going to be our Sunday thing now. Look at that. I'm scheduling my stream. Can you believe it? I can't. It's just happened. It just happened this way that I can actually schedule my streams now. So hopefully that helps. I get that most people are on a tight schedule. I'm on a keep it as little schedule as possible. Working independently makes that possible. But, of course, looking to work with other people sometimes. So practice makes perfect, doesn't it? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Is that NSYNC? Here we go one more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now. Yeah, it is NSYNC because that's the next line. NSYNC has got the flow. You know what's funny is like, oh, good. I'm glad. The star. Any Aquarians in the building? Or are we just talking January? Or something's coming as a surprise? Who knows? Oh. Wow. I'm a Taurus, so I'm taking this as a blessing. Look at that. 10-year reunion vibes, because Roman numeral X. That's not really what that is. Dominion, though. The home life. And Hierophant, Taurus. Tradition and whatnot. Thank you. I really, honestly fucking do. Like, I really do. That's why, yeah. No, I completely agree. I look very cute tonight. Sorry to whoever really didn't want me saying that about myself. Seems weird. Anyways, okay. So the cards feel kind of jumpy, but my hands feel rusty. It's weird. I did tarot last night, but still, it feels like getting back on a bike kind of vibe in a way. And that's interesting because, like, the fuck are you saying? And then, like, this is partially why I stopped reading in the first place. Once again, the crowded energy of, like, not inserting oneself necessarily, but fixed energy surrounding Dominion, couple cards face down on its side. We have Lust and the Hierophant. So Lust is like physical, whoa. And between them, a divine connection. Somewhere between walking your path and physical romance is where you find your divine. Okay. The Magician, I mean, you're not making it up if you feel that kind of cosmic connection. Definitely not making that shit up. Ace of Discs. Seed's been planted. I would even say things are blooming, in a way. Okay, so lots of face down cards, and this one knocked on its side. I'm going to respect it and keep it that way. So especially aligning with Taurus and Leo right now, which my channel's been a hot spot for fixed energy. Oh, and we have the Aquarius too. So fixed energy again. The next fixed season is going to be Aquarius season, which is like end of January, most of February. And I see this 8 of Discs, which is Prudence. So it always triggers me to sing, Dear Prudence. And just now I saw Prudence, and my first thought was, don't let me down. Don't let me down. And what's funny about that, I would say, well, it's funny to me, but I think it's funny that that would happen at all because Prudence is staying true to the self. Cancer Moon, Chariot, Cancer card. Prudence is about staying true to the self. So it's funny that I swear to God, if you've watched my channel and gotten a reading from me, anything, if you see me use a thought deck, you know I sing that song every time I see that card. And just now, I almost blurted out, don't let me down. For what reason? Unheard of. But it makes sense because it's almost like your the message from the self to the self. Prudence, if you're staying true to you, it's you who you do not want to let down. You not being who you are isn't really going to affect anyone else in life because if you never show people who you are, then they'll never know who you are. Problem solved. The point of being yourself is for yourself. And so it's like, come out to play. Like, don't let me down. Okay. But it's for the self, of the self, and by the self. And with the self that you accomplish that. So Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Been vibing with that energy. We got Princess of Wands too, which was the first, that's when I was singing. Don't let me down. Guess what, girl? She didn't. Yeah, 10 years later, did I think I'd be this ridiculously good-looking, talented, confident, humorous, or, capable and working the kind of jobs I get to do? Absolutely never would have dreamed it. The internet didn't have the same capabilities back then that it does now. So, like, a lot of the stuff I do wasn't even really possible at the time. 5 of Discs, worry. Is that sustainable? Is it for any of us? I think that's the thing is, like, even people who are financially secure are curious about longevity and financial stability, right? 10 of Cups, satiety. And art, the Sagittarius card, and it is Sagittarius season. It's usually temperance, but in this deck, it's art. Thank you for the follow. Artcade. Perfect timing. Is that why you followed? You're like, she said art. That's my sign. Okay. I love that. But if you are concerned, love that. Thank you. Oh, are you following because I was singing? Or are you just, is that ironic? I'm not sure. If there is any kind of financial worries, just follow your cup, follow your gut, follow your intuition, your water, your flow, right? And I've been telling myself that a long time the money will come because I never really worried about much and I never really knew where I was going. I just followed, not anyone else because I'm very individualistic and have leadership qualities for sure. But I followed the pole myself, my path always. And I didn't always like where it led me, so I would turn away and go do something else. But I was when I had no idea where I was going and just went, I was very abundant. Once I recognized where I was going, then I tried to swerve this way, go that way, do this and that, and cut it off for blah, blah, blah. The more difficult things got. And so now I'm embracing that. Love that. Love that. I'm embracing. Wow, my tattoo itches. That's funny. Are you a deadhead, or is that why? Why is my tattoo itchy? I don't scratch my back like ever. That's so random to me that that's where my Grateful Dead tattoo is right here. And it just was, I had to scratch it for some reason. So I'm wondering if maybe you're a deadhead. Or maybe someone you know that has passed away is a deadhead. Not ironically, but in life. Anyways, we'll get to that deck. Yeah, so Sagittarius cards. Sag season's been great already. And that's the thing. This whole year I spent connecting with myself and learning about myself to a physical degree, but remembering myself on a personal level, right? Because there's a lot that I still need to learn, more so in life, more so with science or medicine, rather than myself. But I had to remind myself who I am at the same time. Okay, so some people don't like my monologues. They're like, "Come to the tarot," but you gotta listen. The messages come through me, so they don't need a vehicle necessarily to get passage. Okay, I'm the vehicle on the highway. I'm the super speedy turnpike thing. Even though I kind of hate turnpikes, I totally understand their legitimacy. It's just anytime I'm on a turnpike, I'm driving the whole way through. It's annoying. All right, so Six of Swords, science, right? Here's the thing. Leaning too much on science, leaning too much on logic, trying to work things out too meticulously, okay? It's like, yeah, all swords on deck. That's cool. Six of Swords, everything's working out. But there's this air of fake magic, the Magus. Okay, so it could be you, could be someone else, could be just like a general energy. It could be, like, I'm getting the vibe that it's like too logistic, where you're taking all the magic out of it. You're kind of like, you're creating a plan to such depth that you can no longer feel it happen, so to speak. Working things out, all hands on deck is usually, it's like when things are going the way you want them to, down to a science. But paired with the Magus, it's not necessarily sketchy energy, but magic is science, right? Potions is something you do in the lab. So magic and science go hand in hand. So you do not want to see these two at odds. And the Magus being fake magic is putting it at odds with science. And like, it may be two scientists racing, but that doesn't mean that everything has to be completely calculated. You can leave some things to fate or on accident or, whatever level it is. Ace of Swords, picking and choosing your battles. So if you had to choose a sword, okay, think of this as like too many things on your plate and you just kind of running through it, going through the motions because your magic, your spark's not there for it anymore. You got too many swords. If you had to choose one, what would you choose? Reversely, or not reversely, on the same hand, similar hand, would one more sword be useless? I just wouldn't interrupt me in general, especially when I haven't been on here in like a month and a half, so no. Especially because we've talked it to death. It's Pisces, Virgo, yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. Would one more sword kind of put things over the edge or put things out of balance? Because it's like 6 is down to a science, but what is this Magus situation? What's this fake magic hovering around the situation? Is this the knowledge coming through, truth coming through, choosing that sword, adding a sword? But then 7 of Swords, futility. It's pointless. So, whether you fight it or go for it, it's like, almost giving the vibe of like, what will be kind of thing. Um, and while it may seem trivial, while it may seem like, ooh, can I really take this on? Can I really handle this truth? Can I really accept this knowledge? Can I really pick this battle? Is it pointless? Is it going to work out? Did it throw off the science and therefore the balance of things? Well, looking more like actually puts you in a completely different state of being. It's almost like it adds the magic. It's like, logistically, maybe it doesn't make sense, but emotionally, it fucking does. Nine of Cups, happiness, right? Boom. But the Aeon, at what cost? Your happiness at what cost? People judging you or you judging yourself? Because once again, prudence, but don't let me down. So you might have everything you want, but people are going to be like, you shouldn't have that. You don't deserve that. I don't want you to have that kind of energy. For what? For what? For no reason. You fear a judgment that can be cast upon anyone. You fear a judgment that can be cast upon anyone. What does that mean? It means the people who are going to judge you for having another sword in your whatever, what have you. We didn't even discuss any, it doesn't matter. It's very non-specific for a reason. So you can bend, shape, and mold it to your own situation, right? It's not meant to be, I'm reading your mind. I don't know who you are. You're 3 random people watching this and maybe watching the replay. I don't know. So the point is not to know you. The point is to get that message across. So this message is, you fear judgment that can be cast upon anyone, because the people who are going to judge you for whatever you're doing are going to judge other people for other shit. That person's going to judge anybody if they're going to judge you. So what difference does it make? Kind of, right? What difference does it make? Let them judge and also realize that the judge is the judgment, not you. So that seems like a lazy and weak excuse, especially when the 10 of Cups is on the table and it's possible to have, hey, gnarly, it's been a long time, but that's me. I know, Art. Or Cade, I don't know. So when the 10 of Cups is on the table, getting the 9 of Cups, achieving happiness, pretty fucking radical. 10 of Cups? And the worst thing is that people, a little bit of judgment, a little bit of backlash, a little bit of criticism. Bitch, please, welcome to my world. I'm an Aquarius moon with a Scorpio rising. I can't do anything without getting myself or others in trouble. Literally. Can't even live my life. Welcome to the fucking club. People are gonna judge. They have before, they have again, they will now, they will then. Who gives a fuck? You could have everything you've ever wanted, and you're scared of a little feedback. Jesus fuck. You should have never even been one then. Anyway, there's kind of a lot of cards on the table. This face down piles like this is just like kind of on its side, but it's almost like swooping out. Oop, little sneak peek there. Thank you. Bizarre love triangle? What the fuck? Okay, is this like someone personally has been trolling me for months and now you're back again? Or is the Twitchbot algorithm so fucking on point? Or is that literally March 2021? Sorry, I didn't mean to publicly call you out like this, but it's very bizarre that it sounded like that's exactly what I was talking about, and then you just randomly followed me. It's really funny. Did not mean to interrupt my own reading in that way, but that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, so take it from the polyamorous queen or queen or whatever, just whoever answered the chat here. That's you. That it's fine. Just do you. Who gives a fuck? Cancer moon, whatever. So yeah, we'll do this once I do some of this. This is like the incoming future cards that we will get to at the end of the present. And this was just supposed to be a check-in for the week, so you could probably safely bet that it's going to be a busy week. I don't really know how so or whatever, but that is what it is. So we've got Three of Wands, Virtue. This is like the sister card to the Eight of Discs, in my opinion. You know, virtue and prudence, it's all about staying true to yourself and going by your own moral compass, right? Sticking to your own moral code and having your own values and creating the boundaries to keep them intact and to not waver on them, right? Same energy, but one masculine, one feminine, right? Right. I don't like repeating words because I'm a writer, so it's something I consciously practice. And it annoys the shit out of me when I do it. And it's ironic, I think it annoys fire signs specifically as well. But my hair looks good, right, fire signs? Yeah, it's cute. So yeah, stick to your own moral code. 3 is a magic number. 3 of Wands, virtue. It's you. Okay. 10 of Discs. Wow. We got 10 of Cups and 10 of Discs, the two best 10s in the zodiac here. In the tarot. That's funny I said zodiac. Two best 10s in the zodiac. Somebody's lucky as fuck. Your bizarre love triangle seems to be working out quite well for you. I'm happy to tell you. That's so hilarious. 10 of Discs, wealth, in addition to the 10 of Cups. So it's really everything, Hanged Man. No wonder you're so committed to it. That's hilarious. And the Priestess, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It does not have to be a love triangle, polycule, whatever the vibe is right now. It doesn't have to be that to apply to your situation. It just is funny. It could be 3 people on a team. It could be 3 people in a family, like a pregnancy or whatever it is for you. But it could even just be a person or a feeling, or hard to explain it any other way. But 6 of Wands, victory. Whatever it is for you, you win. It's there. It's happening. It just makes sense, so to speak. And it's happening Sagittarius season, which is funny because it's been a lot of, in between energy. And we've been kind of keeping track all summer. Not necessarily super closely, but we were having a lot of fun with tarot and insight in the earlier months. June, July, August, September was okay. October, high hopes, but it was nothing. It was like quiet. Okay. November, I don't even know what happened, honestly. I don't know. It was like nothing short of interesting, and yet went by in a flash. Not really sure about that. And now it's December. It's Sagittarius season. And it's like all these things that maybe could have been happening over the past few months are now happening slowly but quickly over the next couple weeks, so to speak. If you were waiting on a callback, if you were waiting on a person, if you were waiting on, kind of like if you were waiting on something, now is when, wow, this is weird, right? You saw me shuffle those cards. I got like 15 cards right here. The 3 that just came out, 6 of Swords, science, as we talked about earlier. Ace of Swords, which we talked about with the 6 of Swords earlier. And the Aeon, which was from the same run. Judgment. But bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. Futility again. If it's all going to happen so fast, you have to really weigh out your pros and cons and understand that taking on another position might be a lot of effort, but fighting it might be even worse. So, kind of like know your role in a sense. That's so weird. I feel like I'm not even talking right now. It's crazy. I guess that's channeled messages for you. Spirit's coming through heavy because I ain't been sitting in this position in a while. I'm going to run a quick ad, just 60 seconds, and regroup and kind of clean up the table a little bit. We got quite a few more for this spread. And then I'm going to run through the other 2 decks, so stick around. It's only 60 seconds. I'm back. ASMR. Cool. Thanks for being here, guys and gals and anyone. We're non-specific around here. And myself, I'm very weird. Okay. Cool. What have we got here? Lots of face down cards. I'm getting this weird feeling in my head that like I was feeling really good and I've been just kind of like laughing and creating and easing into this all night because I did intend to stream, but I wasn't totally certain on it. And then I finally decided to. And now that I'm doing it, it's almost like I'm getting flooded. I always tell people, or I don't know, I kind of make a joke how, because I talk to dead people, it's like the dead people know to come to me if they can't get a message through to their loved ones. And I won't say anything unless it's really overwhelming and it happens multiple times that I want to tell somebody something. And so I just will make a joke about your voicemail box got full. I need to deliver at least one of these messages to you. It's almost like my voice message box is full. But because I am a deliverer to such a public forum as this, I get almost like more messages or have to repeat all of them in a sense. That was like a huge rip. I'm being so cool right now, but I'm a weak bitch in my chest, my heart, my lungs, babyish. Okay, like the Grinch. Both of them. Whoo! Okay. Who took the ram from the ram ding dong? Who took the bump from the bump a lump? Who took the ram from the ram ding dong? I was thinking there might be a message in that, but then I realized that I keep singing dang-a-lang feels, and I keep thinking Decepticon when I read that. I'm glad I've completely lost my audience at that point. Sometimes it's almost more comfortable for me that way. I went from doing this on YouTube to doing this live stream. And I was doing it on Instagram, but I had a few friends who would just be active on there the whole time. But this is mostly me talking to myself, and apparently people just not even liking it enough to stick around and listen, but also don't say anything. You know? Things like that. That's it. This is like assets to the conversation. You can like be, interactive without disruptive. I've never shut down conversation. I just shut down people making it about themselves or making things personal. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm a little rusty. It's been like a month and a half since I've streamed, so forgive me. I've been making fucking TikToks and reels and shit, which is like kind of hilarious. You can check them out on my Instagram, my TikTok, at Illy Millie and at IL Mistax, because I love Mistax. Whatever. And the writing, I think I jumped back in pretty good. It's not like you can practice a stream. And I did anyways. So, cool. You coming out to play? You gonna say anything? Just kidding. You should, though. 10 of Wands, oppression. It's kind of driving me nuts. Just kidding. It's driving anybody nuts. 10 of Wands, oppression. It's the feelings. The feels. The dang-a-lang feels. It can be very heavy and suffocating, and everybody's like maxed out mentally. And the thing is, you alleviate so much off your mental by releasing your feelings or resolving your issues, because this is how karmic ties manifest in different realities that you experience, basically. Like very kind of simple, basic beginner stuff is realizing like, yeah, no, of course I would experience misfortune when I have only brought misfortune upon others. Duh. That's why I've been in my my name is Earl era for a while. for a while. Trying to do the right thing. It's hard, you know. I fight myself every day. I've basically been Regina George today. I am far from perfect and probably never will be, but you got to do your best and always keep trying. It's basically the message, the memo, however you would put it, though. Was that ad break really 20 minutes ago already? Have I been? No, I must have just taken it. Oh, 8 minutes ago. My bad, y'all. Ain't done this in a minute. AC Discs bag is secured. I feel like, okay, maybe this, I know this is not necessarily a complete priority for me. Like, never wanted it to be, but it was very fun in the beginning. People were very chatty. It seemed very, like, connected, good group of people. Everybody kind of dissipated. That's okay. I think Twitch is probably far from my thing. It's a lot to take on tech-wise, not time-wise. I was fitting it in quite well. I really liked it. It was came easy to me. The technical side of it, though, man, I struggle with the technical side of everything. So I was working on music. I was working on 4 fucking songs, 2 covers, 2 originals, and I never really finished them. They were close. They needed like some light editing for what I procure myself. Wow, thank you for the follow. I didn't think anyone was even here, which is why I was rambling about this. Um, but I never finished them because I just didn't really have the drive to, didn't really care to, didn't not really give a fuck. Like I really, being a Scorpio rising and being a triple fixed sign, I kept hearing that I would be rewarded, like in these readings and stuff, that I was going to be rewarded Scorpio season, and I was rewarded with the gift and ability to do fucking nothing. Like, honest to God, it was amazing. It was just like I sat back and let everybody scramble around and do their shit and realize that I have it in the bag. It's all locked in. Everything that I am and everything that I've always been, that's me. So I know my life because I know myself. And that's cool. Cool. Walk that shit, talk that shit, fucking be about it, do about it, never doubt it. Okay? Um, but it's funny because it's like I could use a win, I could use a pick me up, I could use a fucking victory, right? But instead it was like, girl, you get to sleep, you get to rest, you get to just take this month off, you get to fucking be quiet. And I was like, really? Seems like I had so much work to do. Seems like I should have done so much. Nothing? I don't. And they're like, no, nothing. Listen, you did you. So you did the work. Here you go. This is your reward. I'm like, all right, cool. Now it's Sagittarius season though. So suddenly there's a fire under my ass again. And I love that. And I love the balance. So I hope y'all had a good Scorpio season. But depending on how that went for you, was a good check-in for how you're doing in general in life, in self, spiritually, physically, emotionally, whichever the hell. Um, you know, did you feel your needs were met? Were you feeling gratefulness, right? Scorpio season was very telling. I think that the water element and therefore water seasons is very, being liquid and being clear is very much like giving the air of clairvoyancy. Thank you, Jaden. The air of clairvoyancy, right? It's because people use water often in divination and spell work. I am well, thank you. And Scorpio being a fixed sign also gives like grounding and responsibility and kind of cooperation comes to mind, among other things. And so those two things intersecting during Scorpio season, it's very telling. Scorpios are really, really spiritually in tune, even the ones who don't know they are. That's why they will tell you, oh, I was just thinking about you. They're being genuine. They're not just saying that. Um, Scorpios are very intuitive and they are very, sure, manipulative for, they can be. And they like to be alone a lot of the time. They have really, if a Scorpio has a lot of friends, they won't last. Like it's a very particular energy, but it's because they are probably pretty empathetic at the end of the day, and it's hard to be around a lot of people. I know a lot of Scorpios who have like a couple solid friends and like a lot of acquaintances, if not any, right? I'm a Scorpio rising. Some people will say I'm the real Scorpio. of the zodiac or whatever. I don't know. I very much resonate with Taurus, but I understand Scorpio energy really well, and I like it a lot. And people perceive me that way and have always guessed that my zodiac is Scorpio. So, Scorpio season was a highlight of those kind of qualities and people and those energies. So, Aquariuses, Tauruses, Leos, Scorpios, the fixed signs, the past month, probably were taking time off, breaks, maybe vacations, sick, even if they didn't plan for time off, they were forced time off, emergencies, even. Like, yeah, that's probably what it was because that's what we got. We worked really hard, fixed signs. We worked so hard. Whereas a lot of people just kind of brushed by. I know mutables were waiting for Sagittarius season because they're like, finally, y'all will be able to keep up with us, and I can respect that. I love a fucking good mutable, right? But they kept busy during Scorpio season because you know, they fuck around to find out for sure, right? We're just giving the little lowdown. I don't know why. It's almost like somebody was probably curious to know some take on zodiacs. Where does that leave the Cardinals? I have no fucking idea. Who's that? Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer? I don't really. Thank you, Hamo. Hamo 69. Nice. Okay, Muscle Man. Cool. Um, I wasn't calling you Muscle Man, by the way. It's calling me Muscle Man because I used my Muscle Man voice and I gave Ghost Hand a high five. So, cool. Um, nice. Listen, cardinal signs, no idea. No idea. I don't really know any, keep up with any, or have many placements. I have a couple Aries placements, but there's no real tell where cardinals are at. And I think them being mysterious is like they're low key pretending to rest, but they're doing a bunch of work kind of thing. It's like a whole vibe. Oh God, did you message me? No. What is that? Who are you? Don't. You think I'm not going to expose your weird ass? Why can't you just say something in the chat? Anybody who follows me can talk. Oh, you need to verify your phone number to talk in my chat? Is that what this is about? No. Thank you, though. I do appreciate goddess over anything. So I'll take it as a win. Appreciate that. I am looking amazingly goddessly tonight. That's cool. So, yeah. Sagittarius season. Cardinals are a mystery. Everybody's different. Oh my God, you're gonna keep at it. We're all here. Yeah. So verify your phone number. Verify your phone number. It's like I have very little requirements on my channel, but that's one of them. But I guess if you ain't about to do that, see, that's the thing. You're probably creepy then, right? We'll see how that goes for you. Okay. We'll see how that goes for you. Cardinals are keeping it mysterious. That's okay. Because I think they're a little disappointed. I think that's the thing. There was the reaping of the harvest in Libra season. And for me, it was all sort of like the spiritual verified email. Thank you. I don't know if they gave me that option. I should double check that. I think verified email should be enough to chat in my chat, to be honest. So I will look into that maybe on the next commercial break. I think that the Cardinals were a little disappointed because during the harvest season, the fixed signs were like, you have a lot coming to you in the new year, but right now you get to rest because thank God. Hey, see, this is a person, love that fucking gif right there. This is a person, Alienigma, Ali, maybe, Alien. They weren't unable to chat and they messaged me and then actually left me on red. The nerve. I'm kidding. I don't even know who you are, right? So you don't have to reply to my messages. But they are here now, chatting. So there might also be like a time thing that I put on there if you are unverified. But yeah. So everybody reaped the harvest during Libra season, and I think that Cardinals were not happy with what they got because they got more work and not so great feedback. Mutables didn't even notice that anything was happening because life pretty much stayed the same for them. And then the fixed signs got to rest because they were essentially the winners, and before the big wins, they get their time to prepare by resting before they take on a whole bunch of work in the new year. That's my guess. It's kind of like the results are in. This is how we're ending the year, but it's just the calendar year, so you have a lot of time to make up for losses in the last 4 months of the zodiac year, right? From January to April. Cool, because the zodiac year, or I'm sorry, January and March, the zodiac year starts with Aries season, and that's how I base my years. But I do enjoy the camaraderie of partaking in your Gregorian calendar. Not Gregorian, those are the chanters. What kind of calendar is it? I can't. I can't right now. I don't know. Okay, let me roll. I'm gonna do a 3 minute ad, I think, if I can, just because I'm gonna check my settings. Yeah, I'm excited. No, don't be sorry. I was trying to make a somebody's messaging me because they can't talk in my chat and they said their email verified. So I'm actually just gonna roll a bit of a longer ad just so I can go see about that. Because I feel like email verification's like kind of okay with me. I don't know why the phone number thing. I didn't even want to give Twitch my phone number, but I had to when I started streaming. So cool. I'll be right back. Give me 3 minutes and then we'll get back to the cards where we can talk more about the review the year. It's the end of the year. It doesn't That's the thing, it doesn't feel like the end of the year to me because I'm going till fucking Pisces season is my end of the year. That's when my tarot becomes end of the year, right? I'll see you in a minute or three, realistically. Okay, so I changed it, but I don't know if I saved the settings. There was no save changes button on that page, so you might be able to chat now. Stay out of my DMs unless you're going to pay me for it. Thank you so much. I do think email should be enough because honestly, like I said, didn't even want to give Twitch my number. Thank you, Richard. Ugh, for skin, is that like a bloody face thing or a perv thing or both? Bloody face was kind of a perv. I'm just not sure. Should I be uncomfortable by that, Richard? Ooh. No offense either. I'm in bitch mode. I'm Regina George today, don't you know? So, mm, Earth Day. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, not having such a good time, are you, Richard? Sorry, I'm not going to personally attack you. I just like picked this random card up. It was face down and then I dropped it. Oh my god. Failure. Seven of discs. Financial woes, like bankruptcy vibes. Sucks. I almost made a joke. That's not a joke, but I'm gonna just keep it to myself. Oh, this is the pile we have yet to reveal. Swiftness. Should do that quickly. Eight of Swords. Interference. Who's trying to change my frequency? Isn't that interesting? Who's trying to change my frequency? Nobody. Because they can't. Because they notice it. I don't care, yeah. Part of the whole Illuminati Mystex branding is that I'm into conspiracy. For sure. Fuck it, I passed my tests anyways. See, someone was like, yeah, no, I'm out. She sounds like a crazy bitch. Okay, well, anyway, truce to that. Don't care. Four Swords, truce. Coming to terms with things, coming to an agreement. The Hermit, Virgo energy, looking within, retreating, having the answers, being self-reliant. Okay, but Virgo nonetheless. And the Lovers, making a choice, making a decision, being at a crossroads, but also Gemini energy, relationships in general, actual lovers. So Virgo, Gemini, both mutable, and it's Sagittarius season. So mutable energy is going to be very powerful and important and potent right now. So you can expect some upheaval, but in a good, fun way. Mutable signs. Okay, that's what I'm guessing is the forecast for y'all this month. We do have the Magician and the Universal Hexagram and the Two of Wands Dominion. So this is going to be about moving towards your divine counterpart if you maybe aren't already with them. There's something that would indicate, like, okay, because the Two of Wands is in the back or at the bottom of this, and the Magician's on top. The Magician is it's akin to Gemini energy, so it's very airy, it's very light and directional, and the raging, shifting winds of change will keep ripping away, right? LOL, if you know what I was quoting, by the way. Unless that's a quote that's in the thing that I was quoting, which is totally possible. But because of the adaptability and the general waywardness of manifestations, which is what the Magician represents ultimately, I would guess that this is representing movement towards this kind of divinity. The universal hexagram is when the divine feminine and the divine masculine come together in divine union. Punch Drinker, what's up? I feel like you've not been here. Your name reminds you of someone else. But did we talk about Adam Sandler and Punch Drunk Love when you were here? Or is that someone has a similar handle to you? Can't remember. Moving towards these connections, moving towards these counterparts, really. And then building from there, having the relationship, the connections, the home life, the homestead. Once that is aligned or connected or whatever. I don't know. And then lust. So the lust card being here, this is Leo, and most of the time Leo is strength, in tarot. But in this deck, it's lust for whatever reason, because Leos are sluts. I don't know. But there is some kind of passionate or physical connection, or something that kind of started in Leo season. The Thoth deck, the Aleister Crowley / Frida Harris Thoth deck, circa 1937 to 43, they were working on that. First publication was 47, I want to say, and then the latest rendition was like early 2007. Yeah, this was my first deck. This was my personal deck to begin with. Excellent cards. I love them. Found them. And yeah. Curious, what are the extra cards that you got? Do you have the Magician and the Unicrystal Hexagram? They both, it's weird that you say, oh yeah, I have that deck. Which one did you get? Did you get the Magus? Do you have this card? Do you have this card? Because I got these in 2 different decks. And I didn't get them both in the, which one? Because there's 2 extra, so I, like, didn't get, you know, the one from the one and not the other. Was that the missing card in the tarot that I first got? That's so cute. God damn it. Life is really fun. Life is really cool. Life is really a magical journey, and I've just been on it for a long time. And, like, it's just my turn to drive the bus. I don't want to drive the boat so damn bad. I'm trying to drive the bus, okay? Make peace with it. Make peace with who you are. Make peace with being your own friend. 2 of Swords. May peace be with you and be always. Peace comes from within. If you cannot find peace without. Oh my God, what? Who? What does that mean? Earlier, literally 5 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, I'm like, is this fucking bloody face in the chat? Doesn't say shit, and then hits me with a, hello, old friend. Who the fuck are you? Richard Foreskin? My ex-fucking British boyfriend? I'm sorry, that was kind of not a nice thing for me to say. Fuckboy energy. I'm working on it. Fuckboy supreme, baby. Fuckboy king. Okay? Oh, sorry. Hey. I'm still crazy, yeah. What's up? Love you. Thanks for tuning in. Cool. That's so funny. All right. See, it would not be fun to be my ex, and I'm glad you know that now. Okay, so the star card, Aquarian energy. Could be 111 on the time too. Could be that you're dealing with an Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius. He is an old friend. That's why that was funny. Okay, he's not bloody face. He's yeah. I changed my chat rules. If you're verified by email, you can talk in my chat again. You're welcome, everybody. Wherever Commando number 9 went. The star thing's coming by surprise as well. It's looking like we got mostly face down cards left here. But we have the Hierophant is upright. This is the Taurus card. I am Taurus. Oh, the Unicrystal Hexagram. Yeah. That's the thing. I was looking it up online, and it was saying that some renditions of the Thoth deck, they all have 80 cards, but some have, like, I don't even know, because it would be the Magus and the Unicrystal Hexagram, but then, like, there's 2 different decks at the same time. Or when I got the first one, do you have the Magus? No, that's what I'm saying. There's like 2 different decks. There's like one, because there's like one print card that comes with it that has the title card, right? So it's like there's 79 tarot in each one, but it prints 80. So there's 2 extra cards, but only one comes in each deck, and I think it's random. Like, I don't think. Oh, do you have the Magician? Maybe you do get 80, and that's how I ended up with this deck in the first place. Because I got mine originally when I was working in this, like, hippie shop, and I found it, the deck itself, out, like, not in a box. I just, like, saw this cross and then was showing somebody tarot cards and was like, oh, I've seen that image before, and went and picked up the deck, and that's how I got mine. And they were gifted to me because it was like missing cards. But then I counted and there was a 78. And so I didn't know for years until I reordered the deck that there were extras. You know, because originally I didn't get the Unicursal Hexagram or the Magus. I only got the Magician. That's why I was asking about that. That's what I did with the first set I had too. That was the thing, is she said, oh, because I didn't read tarot yet when I first got this deck, and she's like, oh, there's some missing, but you can use it for something else, if not for tarot. And I was like, okay. So I gave some away, and then I recounted the cards I gave away, and I had 78, but I never had those two. Why you don't take them out for personal reasons? I gave mine away. That's the reason you should really be taking them out, because otherwise you're not playing fair, right? Heg. I don't know what that means, bro. I don't do personal readings on this channel, though. We're having some really stellar conversation, and I am doing general readings for the vibe, the energy, and the zodiac. Represent. Fuck yeah. You know? Cool, though. Totally cool. We can definitely get back to tarot. Are you a Virgo by chance? Or maybe dealing with one? Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That counts as giving it away. You're giving it to art then. That's fine. As long as you're not like, I don't like those, and just leaving them out of your reason, or out of your readings for personal reasons is all I meant. Sorry, I am totally Regina George today. I feel like I'm mocking people. I feel like a bully. I'm sorry if I'm being a bitch. Yeah, me too. It's a really beautiful deck. I love that it's Aleister Crowley, but it's also Egyptian, but it's also tarot, and it's also like drawn by a woman. Really cool. 10 of discs. Well, let's get back to the cards, because I love that. I love that. And I also love this conversation. Thank you. This is the type of stuff that isn't, to me, disruptive, but an asset to the readings. To go in on the deck that we're using, not a problem. So behind this Princess of Wands, this energy that wants to take action, I mean, I don't know. It's Egyptian. I like the Egyptian stuff. I found it in a very special way, so I like this deck. It's just like my first, but I have a ton of tarot decks, and I don't really have a favorite. Thank you, West African girl. Hi. Behind this, I don't have commands. It's embarrassing. Behind this Princess of Wands, the initiative taker, the emotional journey unfolding, behind her is the Queen of Discs. And she may be, they're both looking forward, right? So to speak, or looking away from us. And so they're looking in a new direction, moving towards something, looking out over what she's built. But very much a maturing feminine energy. And then Queen of Cups, the mother card. A grown perspective. Your cup is full. Three of Wands, virtue. And then the Chariot, Cancer energy again. And Scorpio, death. More water. Oh my gosh. And the Eon, judgment, because I'm judgment. I don't do personal readings on here. Sorry. It's just, they're all general. I don't know. You're here, so you've joined. I could keep going through these, but heavy on the water energy. Maybe you're a water sign. That's cool. You'll get exactly what you need out of it. I'll tell you that much. Okay. So once again, this is what sparked the conversation to begin with, was the Sagittarius card, the art card, which usually in most decks is temperance. But for whatever reason, and that is part of what makes this so special, in my opinion, this deck, is that it is so different. It's not necessarily just another replica of traditional tarot. It's its own thing, and it has its own meanings and definitions. And because this is the deck that I learned, or I really taught myself on, it definitely influences the way that I read other decks as well. And I think it's pretty hardcore. I think it's really cool. But it's pretty dark, and I don't necessarily agree, worship, or follow Aleister Crowley by any means. I've definitely channeled him more recently, in the past year, or year and a half, I guess. But I never followed his teachings. I didn't know it was his deck when I started using it, and I think that's cosmic in itself, right? So that's cool. We do have the Knight of Wands here, so passionate new beginnings, I would say. The Knight of Wands is double masculine because fire is a masculine element, and Knight represents masculinity in the deck. And so I see earlier we have the Queen of Wands up front and center. But we are so deep into this reading, she's nowhere to be seen right now. And of course, the second the Queen of Wands is out of sight, she's in mind. This is not an out of sight, out of mind situation. This is as soon as you get eyes off the Queen of Wands, here comes the Knight of Wands to follow. Where did she go? Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down, right? I'll follow you down, but not that far. So Knight of Wands, Knight of Wands, he's got to keep going and not get distracted and not be shaken off the path until he reaches wherever the queen is at, pretty much. He's got to get to the place that she's been in, even. That's kind of how the chase or the divine connection usually goes, is one leads, the other follows until that switches, and after that maybe they walk away, they come back, mirror match, etc. Yeah, this isn't a love reading, but there does seem to be this intense energy of things coming back together, and I think that's been a theme this year for a lot of people, and not just myself. For me, it was the 10-year reunion, anniversary, whatever you would like to call it, of anything in my life. My life changed in 2012. I think a lot of our lives changed in 2012. In fact, we all thought the world was ending in 2012. Remember that? Mayan calendar, whatnot. I still don't know that much about it. I was reading about it this year, and now I can't find the damn book I was reading. I moved a few times, so it's hard. I haven't completely unpacked, and some things are storage, etc., etc. But I can't find the book. I got 3 or 4 chapters into it, you know, and it's collectively an experience to be transitioned into a new world, basically, to have one end. And so this is like, it's like the 10-year reflection. How we been doing since this massive collective change that we experienced, lived through, and happened on Earth 10 years ago that we didn't even notice. But how many things changed in that decade? From having social media apps to everybody having a smartphone to kids being on that shit, like that's a huge jump. And that happened practically overnight. We've had the internet for decades, no doubt. We've been on the internet online chronically since like the 80s or 90s, right? But we have never been so plugged in that we never put it off. It's running. Even when we're not on it, even if you put your devices on airplane mode, you still have your router going in the middle of the night, right? See, people are like dropping out because of the conspiracy stuff. I totally get it. I don't care. I will get back to the tarot. I'm just saying. This is a very intense reflective period. There was a lot that happened that year, and it shook up a lot of foundations, and it showed people each other's true colors. And I think the pandemic did that as well. And people have not recovered from that. But honestly, those things are easy to people who are pretty well versed in the area of trauma. And I think a lot of people who evaded a certain amount of trauma, or even evaded some of their karmic partners, and therefore evaded their karmic lessons, then faced the karma and the situation and the trauma of the pandemic. Not to blame anyone for anything or like say that you couldn't handle it. Like, I just think all things are divine as they be. So that's cool too. Yeah, so Knight of Wands coming in emotionally, passionately, on fire. Sag energy, right? Because Sagittarius is a fire sign and therefore a masculine element. And this Four of Swords here, coming to terms with things. Three of Discs works, okay? Back to that angry triangle or whatever the fuck person was here earlier. That was kind of funny. And 3 being the magic number. We also saw the Three of Wands, virtue, multiple times this reading. So there is something like a trifecta. Maybe you're a triple threat. Maybe you are a third. Maybe you are expecting, like, whatever it is. Maybe the day, January 3rd. Who knows? Maybe March even, because we were talking about the end of the year earlier. And that's when the zodiac year ends. It's the third month, like in the calendar. So I meant to look that up. It's definitely not Gregorian calendar, right? Like that's I'm thinking about Gregorian chants, Gregorian chants. What do they call the calendar? Like the calendar, like the one you use at the office, like not the zodiac one, like the main one, like the Christians, I guess. I don't know who made it because the Chinese have their own calendar too. So what's the one that I am living in? It's not Gregorian. Like that's weird, right? Like where did I get that from? I meant to look it up, but I was doing my settings thing. So, anyways, yeah, more fixed energy. No shit. So earlier I was shuffling and went poop. And the hermit's here. So the hermit's all about being self-reliant, looking within and depending on the self, relying on your own answers, retreating your energy, but also is Virgo. So it could have been something that happened in Virgo season. You could be a Virgo or dealing with a Virgo, and behind that Virgo is the Fool. Okay? Fool on its side. You must decide, Virgo. Right? Hermit. That's funny, they just followed me. It is Gregorian? Are you serious? That's so funny. Yeah, Bizarre Love Triangle, but with 2 R's, so it's probably not the band, right? Um, Maybe I'll really like that Spanish band though. I like Spanish music. So, cool. Um, yeah, so the Fool's on its side. So you have to ask yourself truly if you're ready for this journey or if you're willing to go down this path or if you want this for real. Um, knowing that you may not really have what it takes at the end of the day. The Nine of Wands in reverse strength. It's like, I don't know, with great strength comes great resilience. And so seeing strength upright is not necessarily, thank you, by the way, I want to look them up later, not necessarily the best position to be in because you're not in a position of winning and one more wand and you get oppression, right? So you get like, oh, I'm maxed out emotionally. This is like, it's weighing heavy on your emotions, but in the reverse, kind of like easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl, don't you think? So this uncertainty with the journey, maybe it's like, it's easier than you think, even which wasn't my first reaction just now. I said something totally different. And somehow this came up again. So we're talking divine counterparts here. We're talking like soul union, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And now everything left on the table is face down. So I always tell people when I'm doing my readings, cards that are face up are like the things that are at the surface, like things you can see, things that are obvious, things that you know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you expected me to do a reading about this. You were curious coming on my channel, being here, watching this video, watching this stream. You wanted to know about the journey that I just described. Like, regardless of what area of your life it applies to, okay? The rule of 3 is a thing, right? Hierophant, tradition. So whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a bizarre love triangle or a triangulate whatever. I sounded like a fucking vampire, D'Amore Bizarro. Now I sound like a white person. But whatever it is, you just as long as you care about it, you love it, you feel driven and passionate for it, it will come, and so will the people that you're meant to do it with, I think, too. So let's see what is not on the surface. Let's see what needs to come to surface. If it's face down, it's there, but it's not being addressed, not being talked about, or not being realized, okay? So let's see what that's about. We've got the Star, Aquarius again, which is, yeah, Aquarius energy or a surprise, whatever. Indolence, 8 of Cups. So this is kind of like effectively laziness, loneliness, isolation, maybe dealing with alcohol issues could be even, but yeah, indolence is not necessarily a great card. Definitely screams kind of like isolating behaviors, but also giving self-pity. It's giving self-pity, you know? You need to realize that, like, not only are you not surprised, you're not the victim, but, like, also Pity and sabotage go hand in hand, don't they? Yeah. The devil. That's funny. So yeah, the drinking could definitely be a thing because the devil's all about the vices and such. But this is also Capricorn. So you might be a Capricorn or dealing with a Capricorn. Um, that's we've gotten Leo, Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So all the earth signs have shown up. But you might be dealing with vices, addiction, possessive behaviors, just like toxic qualities in general. Hydrating is a must. Let's take a quick water break. Good call, homie. But if you're having like actual issues with alcohol, hydrating is not really, I mean, that's like a minimum effort thing that's not going to take care of the greater problem if we're dealing with the devil. But you could just be like dealing with a Capricorn. Maybe you are a Capricorn. It's also like dick and balls full of semen and cum entering a hole. So you could just be a bit of a dick. Maybe you don't even need the sauce to act like an asshole. You just are one, right? Like, could be that. The universe is still on your side, though. The sooner you realize these things, the better off you'll be because things are working out despite your behavior for whatever reason. Okay, before I get further into this, or before we get an auto roll for the ads, let's run. I'm going to do 3 minutes or I'm going to lose my head. So I will be right back before we get too deep in because I don't know when the ads auto roll. Okay, so see you in a minute. Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Look, it's 33 minutes and 3 viewers. And it was like 33 seconds, 20 seconds ago ish. So it was like 33333. Cute. Okay. I was kind of jumping around. Like, I wish that I knew it better. The mollusk, right? I know some Ween, and I know a lot of like Ween fans. I haven't really listened to their albums entirely through. I have a habit of singing. I like singing, so it's hard for me to get into like new music because a lot of times I'm just trying to sing when I listen to music, and it's like, well, how did you learn? Well, that's the thing. Once upon a time, we had limited sources of music before all these like streaming apps. So it was whatever you could get on CD. It was whatever was played on the radio. So there's like a certain level of song that like that was built in for you, which is funny. Infinite resources and gifts that we have from the internet, right? My last sip of Dream World. Love it. No, actually, it is good. They totally get me with the marketing. Like, I don't even really drink Coca-Cola straight or with my mixed drinks. I didn't mean straight like at all, right? The regular kind. Love a vanilla Coke once in a while, though. And then they come out with, they have like a Stardust one or something, and it tastes like fucking cotton candy, and I don't really like cotton candy, but they called it Stardust instead of cotton candy, so I bought it. They suckered me in. They win. Dream World, I'm sold. But I actually like the taste of that one. It's like getting a Coca-Cola at the bar after a carnival when you're a kid. I'm sorry, maybe that's not a common experience, but you know what I mean. Not that that's specific, but okay. So, anyways, Queen of Swords. Let's interrupt the rambling. Yes, exactly. Like Ocean Man's a classic. I know a few other Ween songs, but not like I know Ocean Man. I ain't no poser. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. At least I knew the album. Yeah, Queen of Swords is air energy, feminine air energy, right? And the sun, it all works out. That's so cool. That's so cool. No matter what you do, no matter who's trying to do what, let them curse you, let them hate you, doesn't matter. It's working out. Look at this future is so bright, and so is my ring light. I'm so sorry that you have to wear shades, and I should be too, right? 501, strife. Okay, sometimes getting what you want doesn't mean that everything will be perfect. Sometimes you finally get the physical stuff resolved, and then all of a sudden the emotional stuff takes a toll. You get the emotional stuff figured out, and all of a sudden you're in a spiritual crisis or something, right? So, 501s sitting in the middle, dragging along, strife. It's like it is what it is. Lacking comfort, and yet not necessarily chaos, correct? We've got Princess of Cups. Taking a step back, checking out your cup. Are you still seeing it as half empty, or are you looking at it as half full? Or, my favorite option, hey Merle, my favorite option, are you just grateful that there's anything in your damn cup in the first place? Kind of wondering. Take it back. Think about your perspective. We're going from a queen to a princess. It's like, shit, what do I need to mention or work on? What's in there? What's going on with my perspective? Okay. Eight of Swords, interference. Why the it's almost like this energy of like, why the change of heart? Sorry, I blew my nose when I was on the break because it's just that time of year, isn't it? But it's like a change of perspective because there was definitely some kind of outside influence to make you have that change in perspective. Seven of Discs, failure, but it didn't work. So this Queen of Swords energy was really trying to interfere with your life. And while they couldn't really interfere with the way that life was bound to unfold, they did try to fuck with you emotionally. And then you realize from this, inner perspective, you realize that there was maybe some outside influence that was causing some of the financial lows in your life. I don't want to say somebody cursed you, but it could be. Five of Swords, defeat. Yeah, it just simply didn't work. This financial instability right now, or just insecurity in general, it's soon to end. You will overcome that for sure. Two face down cards on its side. So when a card is face down, it's the things that need to come. Hi, Merle. Come say hi. It's things that need to come to surface, and when it's on its side, it can be tipping either way, where it can go in the upright and be what is, or it can go in the reverse and be the opposite. So, what are they? Prince of Discs and the Moon in two different directions. No, they're going the same way. Sorry. The lighting's terrible, but the quality of the camera is better when the light is higher, so I'm vain, I guess. The Prince of Discs is kind of like making a financial investment, taking the first steps towards something, planting the seed and putting in the work. It's almost not even planting the seed. It's kind of getting the field ready for the seed, right? And the Moon is the Pisces card, but it's also like, okay, yes, I know my best case scenario, but what's my worst case scenario? What's the best possible outcome I could get from the worst thing that's ever happened to me? Could you make an investment based on your turmoil or your darkness, right? Like that's kind of what, like, can I sow what I've reaped? Can I take this thing and make it something different for me, right? Like that's sort of the energy, but it's on its side. That's why it's a question. It's not a telling. It's whether or not you decide that for yourself. It's whether or not you do that, okay? If you decide that during these dark times you're going to make the best of it and replant it to grow into a new garden, or you're going to let it go and let it haunt you and blah, 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 okay? Pisces, indecisive. Always, but the card was on its side, so that's how we would take that. So this one's in reverse and face down. Knight of Discs. Yeah, you decided against it. That's okay. That's okay. You didn't invest. Well, guess what? If that Knight of Discs is in reverse, that means it did not pay off. To either hesitate and make no decision, or to decide against it. So it seems like there's one strikingly right answer, and it's me, the Hierophant. Get a personal reading today. You can email me or message me for more details. You may be able to use my website, but you may not be able to actually buy them on my website. I have to check that. It's a journey. It's a journey. And you can't fight it. This is why I stopped doing tarot. Okay, so we have the Princess of Discs. This is where I'll face down too. So that's about making the investment, planting the seed. So now the field is ready. You've made the decision. You've prepped the field. And if you didn't, you're missing out on your bread. Okay? You're missing out on the bacon. Because look, 9 of Discs. Gain. You get nothing but growth. You planted the seed finally. You watered it. You nurtured it. And boom. You get a lot out of that. And guess what? Nobody else does. It's like that damn chicken hen. Whatever the fuck that bread story is. Okay? Love it. Ten of Swords, I don't love that. The Ten of Swords is when the things around you are falling apart, which is better than the Nine of Swords. It's the things within you falling apart. So if it doesn't work out for anyone else, it's because it damn well wasn't supposed to at that point. If you did your work, if you took care of your grass, if you nurtured your fields, if you cleared your crops, if you did your harvest and you planted your seeds and you watered your garden, then you would be me, right? But that's not the case, isn't it? Right? Not that it has to be personal. Not that it has to be personal. That's weird, right? There's some things that I've said tonight that were really uncanny, and it didn't even seem like they were coming out of my mouth, or I wasn't really registering what I was saying in the moment, but it felt very natural to say it. So I think Spirit is speaking through me, but still speaking as me. So it's almost like Spirit is trying to give me the confidence of moving forward, knowing my gifts, myself, my energy, my redemption, my qualities, my love, my readings, etc. But also to share the message with others. If you are also feeling that way, you are meant to feel that way. If you're not feeling that way, you're meant to question why you're not feeling that way. That's the whole gig, okay? Four of Wands, completion. Are you passing your karmic tests or not? Not everyone can. That's the whole thing about life. Everybody's on a different timeline. You know? Everyone's on a different timeline. Everybody's doing different shit. This, I think we already did these. Yeah, we did. We interrupt this program to bring you LOL. I don't know how I went from like a handful of people were tuned in to like back to my lurker. But it's cool. I love that you're here. Thank you so much. Better than just me, even if you're quiet. JK, LOL. Either way, I love it. I still have one more pile of Thoth deck, and then I was planning on doing the other two decks. Like I said, I'm going to work in a regular schedule. I know. Hard to believe around here because I am queen of Sporadia. But knowledge is power, and I know that 444 scheduling times is helpful for my viewers, so I'll do it. 5 of Cups, disappointment. Okay, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's okay. You're completing that too, learning the lesson that if it's disappointing, then it's not for you. If it leaves you feeling unfulfilled, then it's not for you. If it leaves you feeling blasé and still, it's probably not for you because you're looking for passion, you're looking for fire, you're looking for mutual energy, okay? Especially during Sagittarius season. Marie Kondo your life, okay? And once again, don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people are going through. Focus on you and your outcomes and your inputs, okay? And resolve the fuckboy energy before it's too late. Cool. Swiftness, that's great. Godspeed, glory. Giving you Godspeed, glory. There will be mountains you won't move. Yeah. 8 of Wands, swiftness. I say Godspeed because safely and quickly, and it's moving in all directions, but it's also acting fast and moving towards that happiness. If you feel something, you better show it, you better know it, you better let it grow it, okay? You gotta just feed those feelings and be in those moments and let it guide you, let it direct you, and move towards the way you're being led, okay? No more fighting it, because how else are you going to turn that Wheel of Fortune if you don't put some momentum in it? If you don't take the pull, you will never get the push, all right? Wheel of Fortune is trying to turn in your favor. Because look, you know what's so funny? For some reason, it's kind of been, I don't want to say it's been, I don't want to say it. But there are just moments throughout my day, I guess, randomly through the week or so. It's, you know, I have an entire music catalog that runs through my head of every song I've ever heard or whatever, right? We all do, I think. But there's certain songs, you know, that pop in my head at different times. And The Wand pops in my head lately for that line. We got the power now, motherfuckers, it's where it belongs. Because I'm all about the people, power to the people. I'm just punk as fuck, you know. So I saw this, swiftness, acting on emotions, going towards things, blah, blah, blah. And I thought of that line, thought of that song, and was like, you know, how else will you get the push for the Wheel of Fortune to turn in your favor? The reason I decided to share the fact that that song popped in my head is because the 4 of Discs is here. Power. We got the power now, motherfuckers, it's where it belongs. You know, money, drugs, bitches, liquor. What more could you? I'm kidding. It's just anything that you value and having all of it And when you have those four things, or those four people, or for goals, for values, for possessions, for streams of income, who cares? Whatever it is that makes you feel stable and secure is what's going to bring you the power you need to feel like you're in control. Because to an extent, we are all in control of our own lives, but to a greater extent, there is a lot going on the outside, like outer space side. But Two of Cups, there's love right here. So, whatever it is, once you are seated at the throne, sitting in your power is when love comes in to show you what it's always been, right? Ace of Wands. Feels like a chase. Ugh, annoying. This isn't even meant to be a love reading, and it definitely has some like very lovey-dovey vibes, which is annoying, and it's sort of why I stopped streaming, is because I don't know if it's people in love with me, or if everybody who comes on here wants love readings. Like, I don't know if the Twitch crowd is just constantly looking for validation in their love life only. Thanks, Buster. Hey, brother. That's also disgusting, because it took me a minute, and I was like, hi, man, and then I realized what you were saying, and absolutely not. Not only for the sort of gross name, but also because I don't do personal readings on this channel. I do general. Just Buster is fine. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say the whole thing, weirdo. All right. LOL. Yeah, so Ace of Wands, passion, getting your emotions in check, having it all under control and in your hands. And Empress, going back to, oh my god, you're fucking kidding me. The Emperor and the Empress. The Emperor is Aries energy, but that's cute. If that ain't divine counterparts, I don't know who the fuck would be. Oh, look, they're looking away from each other now. They don't even realize it. The Emperor and the Empress are just like back to back right now. They're like doing the same shit, having the same vibe, having the same energy, in the same situation, in the same zone, on the same path, and they don't even know. It's almost like they're both going backwards. And it's funny because all year long, you know what I practiced? Walking fucking backwards. I'm not sure why. Something John Lennon suggested to me. I think it does work out my calves in a way that you don't get with forward motion. But I figure it was good practice, wasn't it? I loved it. So that's funny. And it's because back to back right now, I think the Emperor and the Empress. Ain't that cute? Princess of Swords coming in swinging. Somebody is going to come and be like, listen, you two, whatever these energies are, right? Because here's the thing. It was not meant to be a love reading. Once again, I feel like the Twitch crowd is heavy into the love readings, whereas the Instagram crowd was definitely not into them. You think so? I would love that. No one was ever interested in my demon readings, and that was all career related. And people really, the only time my channel was like popping is when I did excessive twin flame readings, but then it all died down because they didn't like how the answers went. So maybe I just attracted the crowd in that instance, or like I said, my ex-lovers or people who are still in love with me probably watch my channel obsessively, and you can just feel it. Yeah, no, I'm hip to their shit. Hip to your shit, if I will. Not yours, Allie. In Alien, my alien friend, Enigma. Sigma Phi Beta. I was never, come on, I'm not Greek, and I did not go to university. And Prince of Swords. Double interruption. Okay, so the Empress and the Emperor. I'm new to Twitch in general, so the Empress and the Emperor definitely could be a couple, but think about that. That's like building an empire. That's a business move. That's a boss move. So this does not have to be a romantic connection that we're seeing back to back, blah, blah, blah. It could even be a competitor for you, so to speak. If you're having that kind of energy, the Two of Cups being there, being love, does kind of make it feel like a romantic connection. But sometimes there is a pull greater than romance, greater than love. And it's because it's business, because it's like divine intervention or whatever. So there's some weird energies in this reading for sure. Personally, I had no idea what I was going to do until I sat down to do it, and I just decided I was going to do these 3 decks Sundays and these other 3 decks Mondays from now on. So this is one of 3. It's just taken me 2 hours, so hopefully I'm wrapping it up in the next 10 minutes, taking a quick break, and then coming back with the Halloween Oracle for maybe some channeled messages from the deceased, but mostly to focus on the shadow side of the self. Because that is the alternative use for those readings. So this was supposed to be situational. It was supposed to talk about family stuff. Could be parents going through a divorce. I do have an older crowd, so I don't know how prevalent it would be, but I think when parents are together for a long time, it's even more unexpected, maybe hard to deal with. So it could be something like that for some people. Okay. 6 of Cups, pleasure. It's all about the feminine, though, right now. It's all about the Empress. At the end of the day, the lady's going to have her way. Okay? It's a very Yonic card. I know the lighting's not great. I'm still adjusting. I did some rearranging while I was gone. A very Yonic card, and so water is feminine element, and it's shaped in such a way that it's very much tied to feminine pleasure because it's the pleasure card, right? Ooh, 3 of Cups, abundance. So 6 of Cups and 3 of Cups, pleasure and abundance. So it's everything she wants and more. Don't you love that? And Knight of Cups, come on through, buddy. Okay, but it could be like father figure once again. If maybe someone's going through a divorce or something, it could be you. It could be like something more, or someone else, you know. But yeah, it's cool. It's like everything is kind of working out, and it's giving people opportunity to be themselves. So you might be like, oh my God, my parents are getting a divorce after 50 years together. I'm so upset for my mom. But like low key was her idea the whole time. And now also, you know, your dad gets the freedom he always wanted. You know, something like that, where she's like, it was finally her decision. And it was like, good for her moment. Princess of Swords. That's why it's like the feminine is the one disrupting the connection and interrupting and blah, 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 blah. It could be air energy, but yeah, 10 of Wands, oppression. We talked about this earlier when I was like, you know, you get hiking up on those 10s or on the Wands. It's not great. But we have the Hanged Man, dedication. You know, you don't want the Hanged Man to become martyrism, where you literally put yourself in a position to where you are sacrificing so much of who you are that you sacrifice yourself. But it's good to be dedicated for sure. And then 4 of Swords, truce, is like coming to terms with the truth, even. You know, making a treaty, coming to terms with the things that, you know, just are or be. Okay. Universal hexagram, divine love, divine intervention, divine connection, divine union. The divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together in divine union. So, you know, you might be worried that your parents will never find anyone else, but damn, they're about to find the one and onlys, you know? No offense, but sometimes kids are karmic. They had lessons, just like the rest of us, and they held on way longer than they should have, basically. Art, Sagittarius, it's all happening fast. It's all happening right now, Sagittarius season. Last year I was talking about divorce a lot too for some people in the cards. So this might be like it's finalized at this point if that's the narrative. The Magician though, yeah. You manifested it. It's happening and it's happiness, right? Happening and happiness. Art, Sagittarius, creation, taking breaks but also like moving forward slowly, stably and with intention. And the Ace of Discs, basically having that bag secured. Okay? Keep creating, fellow artists, because it's out there. You know, the truth. Got 5 cards face down on the side, to be revealed right after this commercial break, and then we'll move on to the next 2 decks, and then I'll be calling it a night. So this one deck took 2 hours, so when I say and then I'll be calling it a night, who knows when that'll be, but yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, see you all in 3, Hey yo, hey yo, I'm back. Sorry, I don't need to be loud. Why am I I do not need to be yelling whatsoever right now. That's honestly what this is. Otherwise, I get too hype. I get too into what I was talking about. I'd be too wound up, too loud. Like it's late. No matter where you're at, okay? You need to relax. Damn. Okay. Maybe now's not the time. I kind of realized the coolest thing ever today. And I don't know if it works yet, but I'm about to find out after the stream. Cause I just couldn't stop. Like I love Rocky Horror Picture Show all year round. I have it on DVD. I've seen it live so many times I couldn't count. I've made so many people watch it and been there for their own little virginities and whatnot, but I definitely really love Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I just like it never needs to be remade, but if it ever did get remade, I would hope that I'd be a contender for the lips. Michael Rainey was ill the day the earth stood still. You know what I'm saying? So I've been thinking about this, not that specifically, but just Rocky Horror Picture Show. That song in particular, I have stuck in my head and listened to a lot off the soundtrack. Although sometimes when you gotta get a good dance out, you just throw the Time Warp on and it's like good to go. So I've been having that song stuck in my head, and all of this sudden one day it just became Circle of Life, and I was like, wait a second, did I make that up? There's no way I made that up. Then I played them simultaneously today. You can check my TikTok. It's really good. Like they really truly I was like, damn, that's really something. If you are unaware, Rocky Horror Picture Show is like a 1975 cult classic starring Tim Curry as Susan Sarandon and a bunch of other people I don't know, including Richard O'Brien, who created the film, wrote and directed, I believe, and starred in it. But it's like about transvestites, it's drag, I'm sure anybody who's watching my channel knows what the fuck Rocky Horror Picture Show is. And then Lion King, of course, is the Disney mainstream classic of the two lions that kills the thing and the crops. No spoilers. I live by no spoilers, but it's fucking Lion King, so people die or whatever. Lions die or whatever. And the brothers or not, their lovers, whatever. Okay. You know Lion King. Circle of Life. Science fiction double feature. Play them. If you don't want to do it yourself, at Illy Millie on TikTok. I'm not even trying to drag you in. I don't use TikTok that much. I've been trying to post more lately, but this was quite the discovery. So I have a feeling that when you play the soundtrack of The Lion King with Rocky Horror Picture Show, the whole thing, if you look at the lineup, it kind of seems like it might line up. So I'm going to try to figure it out. It's a little bit off. You have to sync up that first track, I think, and then I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'm very excited to do that after the stream. I'm sorry I interrupted the tarot readings just to tell you that, but it was kind of the most amazing revelation that I've come to in a while. How fucking cool is that? So, okay, do you want to go back to the cards? Somebody left and came back. Is she done with this story? Yeah. Dude, it's a 45-second clip. I did the whole song, but they're that's a Disney song. You cannot have a clip that long of their music. I'm like, cool, TikTok. I don't give a fuck. I got a shorter version. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out the exact times. I think it's about 30 seconds into the Lion King soundtrack. You have to start the movie. With the 21st Century Fox included, but I have to test it out still because you can't play them at the same time or it doesn't sync up. But I'm so fucking excited. for that, especially because I never did the Dark Side Wizard of Oz thing. You know, like never actually watched it. I don't think. Actually, saying that out loud, there was a time we put it on, but we were like having fun on the roller coasters and stuff. So no one was really paying attention, right? Like the only times that we'd ever done that, and then like we've all seen The Wall, but that's like not the same thing. So cool. Thanks. Love you all so much. Anyway, dying to know what the fuck you're saying. I know, we all are. Yeah, no, I know. I know. So we have these last few cards face down on the side. Face down means stuff you don't know about. The last 5 is what I've always called in my tarot readings the future cards, so consider that. And then on its side means it can go up or down, so it can be or not be, and that is truly the question. Will it be or not be? Because the power is in your hands. And whatever you do in the present, however you handle the current situations that are happening right now, magician, handle it with ease. Handle it with your best intentions. Manifest what you want. As above, so below. What's going on within is what's going on without. Right? So the more you find your own peace, the more you'll see peace. Because where else will peace come from? Okay. So will it or won't it? Will they, won't they? Princess of goddamn Swords keeps coming up. Somebody's in. Oh my god, the Prince and Princess of Swords. This is weird. We saw all of these. Where did these come from? No, this isn't. Did I shuffle again? Why were these sitting here? We already got all these cards. Like, okay, I'm sorry. If there's any insecure men, for some reason, I literally called myself Fuckboy Supreme King earlier. So, like, for that reason, the insecure men who are watching this channel, being a father is not a deal breaker for many people. Just know that. Like, that is the confidence boost that clearly y'all need. I really don't know why these cards all came up already. So I feel like I set them aside, but maybe I shuffled again. Like, I wasn't really paying attention. So I just throwing that out there. Because it's almost like this pairing is seeming more like children to me. The more they come up. They keep coming up together. This is like the 3rd time I've seen the Princess of Swords and the Prince of Swords in this reading. Back to back like that. So if it's kids, like, relax. A lot of women love that shit. Feminine pleasure right here. A ton of women love that. Or men who couldn't bear their own, right? So either way. And then 3 of Cups, abundance. Like, you can have it all, right? You can still have what you want, even being the Knight of Cups father figure. Maybe you're a water sign, a little more in touch with your emotions. Could be dealing with, like, I don't know. No, it's giving like twin. It's giving like, I don't know, brother sister kind of thing. So it's no big deal. Just like that little confidence boost that maybe some of you single dads need for some reason. You're fine. You'll find people who will love you and maybe even love your children. Okay, so relax. Like, it's just life. Like, who cares what's coming? Something's coming. If you're here, you're in this bitch. And then one day you just won't be. And that's the craziest thing to me. Is like, yes, you can think about when will it end in terms of life and death, or even relationships, if that's where this is going. But you gotta just know that, like, one day, okay, it's all gonna just be different. And someday it'll all just be theoretically fucking gone. And the thing is, in all moments, if you are hesitant, if you don't know what to do, if you need to make a decision, if you don't know where to go, if you don't know who to trust, and blah, 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 just know every passing moment becomes its own memory. Becomes it. Okay? So, because you can, you shall. Because you shall, you will. Because you will, you weigh. Because you weigh, you save the day. That's it. You know, it's like, yes, just move forward no matter what. Move through the moment. You know, try to have less emotions. See, I gotta listen to this part. Have less emotions and less feelings as you are moving. Yeah, easy for. Yeah, okay. I'm working on it. Working in ways to make that possible for myself, the priestess. I already know what it is. I kind of do know how to keep my peace, even if it comes off as me being rude. Sometimes you have to let people judge you. The fuck does that matter? And when did it ever matter? I feel like the internet made people concerned about judgments and haters and whatnot. I thought we'd been singing that fucking song. 3LW, maybe. Players, they're gonna play. And haters, they're gonna hate. Ballers, they're gonna ball. Shot callers, they're gonna call. That ain't got nothing to do with me and you. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Knight of Cups reverse, Queen of Discs in reverse. You want it or you don't. Looks like you don't. It doesn't look like life feels that way, but it is what it is. Make peace with it. Make peace with it. And then boom, remember that Queen of Wands was there in the beginning, and then the Knight of Wands showed up when she disappeared, and now the Queen of Wands is coming back again. The second you decide that maybe you've had enough, that's when everything around you falls apart. It's kind of like a tower moment, but the tower didn't come up because it doesn't ruin you this time. Okay? Get stronger, wiser, better, faster. You know? Rejections, job loss, getting fired. Like, you've been fired before. Yeah, you might get fired again. You know what? Maybe this partnership didn't fucking work out. Maybe your kids got in the way of being a functional business partner. Maybe you are going through the divorce. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe your whole fucking world is shattering. But somehow you remain together. So it's not a tower moment. You stayed true to you this time. You didn't let it become you. You didn't succumb to it. And the mother figure is there, present. It could be deceased or whatever. I don't really know. It could be like once again, like the woman was the initiative there. And Hermit, once again, Virgo energy, going within and having the answers for yourself. And then these two. Prince, are you serious? They won't be separated. They won't be they won't be separated. So, crazy. Yeah. See that. Anyway, I wanted to put this deck away, but I like to shuffle my cards before I put them away. I basically shuffle them 12 times a day if I'm using them, right? I shuffle them before I start. I shuffle them before I do the reading. I shuffle them during the reading. I shuffle them after the reading. So, it seems like repetitive messages. Maybe it needs to sink in with someone. But whatever it is, we're good. So, death card. Scorpio energy. Love Scorpio energy. Scorpio season was awesome. Next. Next is this bitch. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about how this bong doesn't have a name. It just gets referred to as different various things. And it was a gift to me. But I remembered, it came to mind, Tangerine Dream, and I feel like dream is such a necessary part of bongs. Because the last time I named a bong, it was Sunshine Daydream. Isn't that cute? I wonder if there was a deadhead in the chat earlier and they just didn't say anything, or if I was off. I don't know. Maybe my back just itched and it wasn't a spiritual moment. Or, of course, they don't know their deceased relative was a deadhead. That would be the other option. Breaking out the Halloween Oracle. I love this deck. You know what, too? I was having so much fun with my Halloween Oracle. I had a fucking list of people I wanted to talk to. And I will talk to them eventually. I'm going to continue to cross people off my list. Actually, I'm going to just check it right now since I have the cards out. I don't plan on doing any channel messages, but I want to see if there's anything I didn't cross off. I had every intention to fucking go through and do everyone on the list that we collectively came up with. But it didn't really seem like anybody cared. I feel like as much as I was like talking about the love readings being sort of a draw, it seemed, even though that's not necessarily what I'm into, beyond that, it did, my favorite is like I like talking to dead people. I like doing necromancy. It's never really been super exhausting for me unless I get a little too deep in with someone, like Nico does that to me, which my last stream was on her birthday, and I did spend some time with her, and I was really, really connecting with her energy for the whole season, I would say. Because I love her, and I knew that would happen. It happened last year, but I guess I thought I would power through it. But it also, I think I would have, if anybody gave a shit. It seems like nobody really cares for the like completely channeled messages. It seems like they like love readings and they want to know about themselves, and they do not understand collective messages or the wisdom that you get from someone who's already passed on, and the gift that is someone who can convey those messages, such as myself. Or is willing to do it. I know a lot of people who have the gift of, I don't know if you call it clairvoyancy if you're talking to dead people. I know a lot of people who can channel the dead, but there are very few people who will practice necromancy. You know, it can be really exhausting, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't rightly exhaust me too terribly. I like doing it. It seems like people lack the interest, so I think Twitch isn't the place for it. But eventually, I'd like to cross all of these off my list, because they were suggested or requested. We did do Richard Pryor. He was there on Comedy Night, right? He was actually really insightful and cool. Betty White and Joan Rivers was fucking adorable. This pen is suddenly not working, and that's probably why it was cheap and novelty, don't you think? Sorry, this is a little sidebar. I should take breaks between reading cards so I don't get exhausted, even though I just said, oh, I don't get that tired. We're doing a shadow self reading anyways, but yeah, that was part of the reason I did take my hiatus. I felt slightly unappreciated, or just that I had the wrong crowd. So I had like a nice crowd build up in the beginning of my stream, and I was blessed with some money out of the whole thing, which was really refreshing and nice because, you know, some of these platforms are harder than others. All I could find was this pencil. Oh, it doesn't even have lead. How does this pencil is so sharp and the lead's not there? That's hilarious. Because I can't cross them off my list right now. I just wanted to see how many people were still on here. Because I did talk to Robin Williams, right? Betty White, Joan Rivers, Nico. Didn't we do Freddie Mercury too, or he had his own night and I never got to it? John Lennon, yes. We didn't end up doing Jim Morrison. I think it was just Lou and Nico on her birthday. I can't remember. I'd have to look back. Anyways, no pen. So, abort mission. Anyways, I enjoy those readings. Other people find it creepy. I get that. But then they want to watch fucking shit like Wednesday. Thanks. Cool. I like the, I think the alien channeled messages go well. People love the alien shit. I do forget about that. The alien crowd on here, they were into it. And that is a little more exhausting than channeling dead people. Because dead people are human energy. That portal is right here. It's like right here. The alien stuff, that's like adjusting frequencies and traveling this way and translating languages and speaking through music. Like, it's way more exhausting to do the alien channel messages than to do the deceased channel messages. But yeah, anybody I know who can talk to the dead usually doesn't, unless it's a personal message. Or if they get really bothered by something, you know. It's so cool though what you can learn from death in life instead of vice versa, or rather the vice versa. What you learn about life in death, but what you learn in death about life. Yes. Mm. So yeah, Halloween Oracle typically is used for the necromancy. However, I took on, just in the past few months, new meanings or relationships to some of these decks that I have. So, because I thank you to the sex god for the follow, okay, it's coming out of some really strong energy, but I'm good. Are you a Scorpio? Or maybe a fire sign, or maybe a Scorpio with some fire placements. I feel like crown chakra. Who would be the crown? Aries. 6-9 could be your birthday even. That's why you know you're a sex god, but sex god 6-9 was taken or something. I don't know. Thanks, you too. Gemini is what I was getting at. I don't know. Anyways, I look like if Wednesday and her roommate were one person, or if Peter Pan gave up little boys and started a cult following of consenting adults instead, or a kooky pauper in medieval times who has one chance to appease the king in his attempts at court jester. Oh my god, I love that! A fucking hotel receptionist at a pirate themed hotel. That's brilliant. Yeah, I love that. Perfect. Nailed it. Yeah. So vote. Which one do you think this look is? No, I'm actually probably gonna make a poll on my Instagram later. Thank you. That's hilarious. Kind of fucking love it. Kind of fucking love it. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just get dressed. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes I'll ask my partner for specific inspiration, because I do sometimes end up looking this ridiculous for no reason. I got dressed today and was like, you know what? I might as well stream. Kinda. I was like, if I'm gonna, yeah. This is a meditation that I had today. This is what's up. I don't dress my age. I dress myself. Why the fuck would I be dressing an age? What does that even mean? I'm dressing myself? Thank you. This is what I'm doing. Why would I not just wear whatever I feel is suiting for me? I dress myself, not my age. That shit's arbitrary. I'm not a mathematician for a reason, right? Although I probably could have been. But school sucks, and I hate the U.S. education system. I've been saying that since day one. Why are we going on political tangents? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. We're looking at our shadow selves. Reverse owl, wise seeing, wise action. What I'm doing is unwise. But that's because we're introducing my shadow side. As much as I'm the put together, very cool, very hip, very hot, spiritual person on the internet, I don't know what you mean by that, but no and always. Put it that way. Skull Stars, Infinite Possibilities. Sure, I'll say yes. Who isn't, right? I've always attended the school of life, okay? So, beyond my very cool exterior, which I do hate to betray, I have many vulnerable moments, and some of them are unintentionally vulnerable, which are inherently the most vulnerable, aren't they? Because I can be truthful, and being truthful is very vulnerable, but it's voluntary. When I decide to share my truth, I'm having the vulnerable moment of people knowing me or understanding me or knowing where I come from. That's vulnerable, but it's a choice in being vulnerable, which takes a lot of courage and bravery to do it optionally, confessionally. But then vulnerability will also show if you are triggered, when you get angry, when you react to something, when you show your first emotion. And the cool, collected exterior is when I'm untriggered. But there are moments throughout my days or things I say I trigger myself sometimes. I'm in Regina George mode. I'll be like, oh my God, shut up. You're being so mean right now. And then also laughing. It's like, who is this? It's, um, it's a, how else to say Lana Winters is present. Okay. It's like the opposite of my period. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Well, especially when you carry a fucking uterus, man. This shit sucks. I am like Jack's bleeding spleen. I am everything that you mean. Horrible. So I'm in my upswing, but it's like too much, too much. Bring it back down. You're being a fucking asshole at this point. Like, whoa, you know, whoa. But at least I can check myself. And that's this check in. The reason I bring that up, unintentional moments of, unintentional? I like that. Is that a word? Unintentional moments of vulnerability. I'm about to start a reading. I do general readings on this channel. You should have caught that in your chat rules. Obviously, you didn't read them. That's okay. We're vibing. I love that you say that because it might be, but everything I say is in divine timing. So the things I'm saying are so vague that it might sound like there's no delay, but my channel's notorious for having a lag. There was a time where I couldn't stream because I had a 45-second lag on my end, but not on your end. But there's always been like, I would say a 10-second lag with the chat because people will say nothing and I'll move on and then get a response after I'm like, okay, I guess no one said anything. And so it's really funny that you say that there's no delay. Yeah. I think also I am clearly like American, I guess. And so some of my viewers maybe in Australia, New Zealand, because there was a I think it was the hours I was streaming, but everyone that was watching me was like in that area. Right. So I'm feeling like the lag thing was because I was streaming across the world, which is pretty fucking cool when you think about it, but inconvenient no less. So it's actually really refreshing that you say that. And like I loved that whole era of my stream with my Australian and New Zealand friends. It was very exciting and fun and cool, and I'm grateful. I haven't seen any of them because I stopped streaming in like for 2 months. But not having a lag is nice. No, I'm nowhere, and it is now. But I'm not from the East Coast, if that's what you mean. Nobody ever knows where I'm from because I talk silly or whatever. You know, you'll know. Also, but you have to understand that there is always the element of the channeled messages, right? So while you contemplate that or figure it out for yourself, because I feel like I have mentioned it before because I'm very passionate about where I'm from, I'm going to roll an ad before we start on none other than our shadow readings. Yes, we are going to look at our shadow sides. We're not just going to be all lovey-dovey. What about my work? What about my life? It's going to be, what about my dark side? What about my bad qualities? How am I going to get my ass in line? That's what's on the table. And I do general readings, so refrain from asking, but feel free to connect. Feel free to ask general questions. Don't make it about yourself. Thank you, John. And we'll be back to get started. Okay? Okay. Cool. Just wanted to stretch it out a little bit before we got to it. And I had to throw on a little Carmex, because you know it's Carmex season now that it's like December something or other, you know? Still spooky. Don't care what anybody says. I love that we really drove Halloween back into December. Really proud of everyone for like hanging on to spooky season until Thanksgiving. I think it went way better this year than it does most years. I'm really trying to get in the Christmas spirit, but it's just spooky as fuck out here, man. It's winter. It's like when I thrive. Like I am the necromancer. I am, it's like Persephone, you know, kind of being like, I could honestly use a break. Like, I don't mind going down to see Hades, okay? Like, I don't hate it. Like, winter's off. It's not a bad gig. I'll see y'all in the spring. It's like a vibe. Like, you get to go see people you love. Like, whatever. I'm not going anywhere. But I love this time of year for that reason. It's interesting. It's not that I'm not festive. I love the lights and shit. But you know, I'm not in the mood of giving, quite frankly, and I never really give a shit. So I'm trying though. I'm a bit of a Grinch, notoriously known, but I try, at least for my best friend who loves Christmas. So anyway, that's my dark side. That's my shadow self. Is I am a bit of a Deborah Downer, if you will. Kind of always have been since I was a kid. I blame the PMDD. Everyone else blames my personality. A lot of people would probably blame my birth chart. You know, Taurus Sun, Aquarius Moon. Of course, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines a lot. You know what I mean? So, what's up with you? Winter was here on its side, and I don't do as much reversal with this deck, but that's when I'm doing channel messages, not so much when I'm doing a reading like this. So we're going to test it out. The sacredness of pausing. Here's the thing. We kind of talked about this earlier, and I broke it down not by elements, not by signs, but by modalities, right? The three modalities: cardinal, mutable, fixed. Why am I choking on that one? Fixed. It's like as soon as I got serious, people left. That's weird, right? And fixed. So fixed signs are getting out of a period of rest, whereas cardinal signs are getting out of a period of work, whereas mutable signs are consistently in it, right? That's kind of what I was saying with the earlier reading. So winter's on its side because it says the sacredness of pausing. It's weird. My ears just cleared up. I didn't even realize that my ears were clogged until this moment in which they cleared up. Everything's going to just clear up. Okay? The more that you can look at your bad side, the more you can understand your own toxic qualities, and the more that you can look at yourself and realize that you have been the villain, even if you did want to be the good guy, then you are clearing the way. You're clearing your karmic debt. You're making it possible to come back. You're making it the things that you want it to be when you tune in and listen to things, okay? So the reason this card is on its side is because everybody's going to be in a different space in life. Some people never pause. Some people need to pause. Some people are unpausing and hitting play, right? So it's on its side because everybody's going to be different. But it is winter, right? The base of this reading is that it's winter. Whether that means pause or play for you, for me it means play. That's what I was just saying. Like this is when I thrive. I probably needed the break because I love this time so much, right? Face down in reverse, skull of darkness, blind spots. Listen, for the first time ever, we're just seeing that there's no, I don't know if it's no hidden agenda or it's just like people coming forward, no strings attached or no surprises. It's like kind of exactly what you'd expect. Everything's exactly as you would expect it to be. Now, that is to not say sleep on it as to never see it, right? But the blind spots in reverse, that's impressive. Like not being blindsided, cool. You see it coming, whatever it is. And then what's this? The Cardinal. Night Song, Hidden Talents in reverse. Okay, so big lesson this year. This card came up a lot this summer. And it's because I use this for my necromancy readings. It very much ties to what your ancestors were doing, being your hidden talents. It's almost like what's passed down in your lineage is what you're supposed to be doing. But that it needs to come out and it needs to be done because you're neglecting the practice. But here we are, seeing that you see it coming because you did release that. You no longer keep those things hidden. You've become into practice, etc., etc. And so you also see that it is coming back to be what it was meant to be. There is a death in reverse, so it's like life is beginning, but death upright is the eternal cycle begins here. So it's really breaking a cycle. It's like, okay, everything is in place and everybody put it. Everybody put in the work. Cool. My shadow checks out. I mean, that felt very personal to me, and I feel like my shadow checks out. I've been doing my shadow work though. I had my darkest night of the soul, probably induced by PCP because I was mistakenly drugged by consenting to something I didn't know what it was. I think it's the best story I got. Willingly ingested what I was told was this and that. Yeah, may have been. Who knows? Kind of funky details. I said I was going to talk about it on the stream, but it was like I was just getting trolled, and it's like, you know what? Fuck you, forget it. I don't give a fuck, really. So I thought it would be nice to finally tell people what happened, and ain't nobody give a fuck. So I said, fuck it. I've made a fucking Jesus move, okay? Fucking died and was resurrected 3 days later. What do you want from me? Anyways, it's cool. No, there's no God complex about it. I'm a philosopher, and so is Jesus. What's going on? Where's your shadow? Where is your shadow? Have you focused on that? Have you healed from that? Have you tried therapy yet? Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. So there are some bonds that you feel need to be broken, and yet there are bonds that are meant to be. Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. Sometimes bad things can happen, and I understand that more than anybody. It can be very hard to forgive people, but at the end of the day, it's our job to play the role in our life, to be cast and director, okay? I don't know where this is coming from. An ancestor, really. And there are, reload player. I don't know if there was a glitch on your end, but there was mine, and it said 4141. So yeah, there's some ancestors present. I don't know. There was a third person who came in just now. I feel like this could just be guided to you in your ancestors. See a Northern Cree song. Isn't that what the group that does Facebook drama, right? Northern Cree just popped in my head. I don't know if that's like too specific. Oh, and somebody else just walked into in that moment. So yeah, it's having ancestor vibes. And it could be anyone's ancestors, but that song kind of came in my head where it's like either, just because you need a break from someone or don't want to see what's going on in someone's life doesn't mean necessarily that you can break the bond. So I would say that this is your sign to avoid any cord cutting rituals right now. You would think that winter time is a good time for this, but wait until the zodiac new year, wait until Pisces season before you enact any of the things that you want to disconnect from, because these are forever moments. It's 2022, it's a fem year, especially if you align fem, if you're a water sign, an earth sign, or assigned, cat at birth, or, align femininely, then wait until Pisces season to make those decisions. See what happens over the next few months, see how important it is to you, then, wait on it, sit on it. I know you've probably already thought about it, contemplated it, and waited till the end of the year, but this is the end of the calendar year, okay? It's not the end of the year. You gotta wait till March if you're gonna do any of that stuff, okay? Because some bonds are not meant to be broken, and some bonds are not yours to be broken, especially If you're trying to break a bond between two other people, you cannot be that dense. It was 333. Oh, hell no. 333 and 3 views. Girl, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't give a fuck what a TikTok says, okay? Don't do that shit. You shouldn't really be fucking lightly cutting cords. Could be, and should be drastic measures to have to do a cord cutting ritual. But you are at no authority under any circumstance necessarily allowed to cut a cord or even dictate a bond between two other people. Ew. No. 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 How old are we? I mean, maybe young. I have my shit set to mature content though, so you gotta be at least 18 to watch. I have my moments. Fuckboy Supreme in recovery. Okay, I get it. You really though. No. No, no, no. So, bring it back down. Love is love is love. Whether it's your own bonds or someone else's bonds, you better wait till the end of the actual year, the zodiac calendar, to break them. Okay? Apple, risk and reward. Patience is key. You'll never know unless you find out. You want to be done with it now. Maybe it ain't done yet. Because honestly, the year's not done yet. You're counting down the days because we like to celebrate. For sure, we like to celebrate December 31st. I enjoy it very much. I do my resolutions. But that's how I do things. Anything that's a yearly cycle, that's not till March. Okay? So at the end of that year is when you can decide what cords you'll be cutting and whether or not it's really worth it. Because let me tell you, if you are going to break a bond between two people, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not possible. I'm telling you, you should refrain from doing it because yikes. The reverb on a situation like that is chances are the bond will get stronger when it comes back together and yours will break. So be careful with them cord cuttings and what you see on Witch Talk. Okay? Because magic on the internet is bad magic. Yeah. We're playing cards. I tell you, it's different. I don't put my potions, I don't show you my ritual for a fucking reason. Like, no, 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 no. Cauldron, synergy and healing. That's okay. You can recover from this. You can definitely put some love into it, some effort into it, put some energy into it. Synergy is about coming together, working together, cooperating, coexisting. Your energy, working together, and healing. You are working together for the sake of making things better. You are working together for the sake of coming together and bandaging the wounds, right? That you once wanted to throw salt in. For what, dude? Cauldron time. It's winter. Make soup. Okay? But when you make soup, think about what you're thinking about. Just be conscious of it. Boom. Put you on game. There you go. That's all the magic you're getting off me. Leave me alone. Jack-o'-lantern. Protection. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody who is putting magic online, especially in a format that's free, that's questionable to me. Okay? It's one thing to show, like, oh, this is my routine. It's another thing to say, this is what you do, especially those anonymous kind of accounts that never show their race. It's like, but I won't say anything. Like, I know there are practitioners who like to share their process. That's a lot different than blatantly putting magic out there, telling people instructions and shit. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. Owl, wise seeing, wise action. Gotta know who to follow. Gotta know who to look at. Gotta know what you're looking at, especially if you're going to participate. Okay, I am a gatekeeper. I'm not only into gatekeeping, I'm a gatekeeper because honestly, it's dangerous on the other side of the gate. Okay? This ain't the fuck you think. You want to believe in it so badly, but then you want to fuck around and find out at the same time, like, goddamn, bro, what the fuck? And everybody's entitled to make their own mistakes. But the thing is, back in the days, we were making mistakes organically, the way we were led to make them, the way our path intended them to be. But when you get the internet involved with those things, it's like very skewing. It very much influences you. And it influences your choices, and it influences your surroundings. It influences your brain mapping and your wave questing, okay? And I'll just say that you can really throw off even maybe a whole timeline that way. So Use your magic wisely, use your internet wisely, use your time wisely, and wise things shall happen. Isn't that the last card we got? Wise seeing, wise action, wherever it went. Okay, so it's no offense, none taken. Nobody has to be hurt about anything either. You just will regret it if you try to do some shit like that in the middle of winter. Not a good time. Everything's already dead, sister. it's already done dead, sister. Chill. Okay. Are we all? We're better. We're relaxed. We're relaxed. Okay. Let's check it out. Further to the shadow self. That's the thing. I know I'm coming off as like snotty or rude, and my reading was all really good, blah blah blah. But I had a very intense darkening of the soul. I almost literally died, and yeah, I gained a lot of wisdom, but the recovery has been intense, and I'm still not fully there yet. So, whatever. My shadow side's looking okay because I was looking directly at that shit and said, "Bring it." And that's why I am here to deliver the message of the shadow self, because most people are far from ever ready to face their bad side, let alone be friends with it. Okay, so yeah, these messages might come off as snotty, but it's like your inner worst monologue speaking to you, right? It's supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel a little gutted and intense, and a reminder of like, all right, yeah, I'm slipping into those old toxic patterns I need to avoid. Thank you for the check-in. That's all this is. It's not supposed to really be too personal or anything. I guess I'll put these back in. In fact, it might be over. It might just be that quick message. That was not so bad. It was not so bad. I like to shuffle my cards before I put them away. I thought there would be more, but that may have just been the whole thing. It was like, yo, slow down, halt, wait a second, make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. And, oh, by the way, you don't know what you're doing, so don't do it. Y'all can ask me questions, and if you don't want to ask them in the forum, you can definitely direct message or email me or, get your own reading. Personal readings are open, but, yeah, it's all good. Got a couple closers here, maybe. Ooh, I'll do that. Looks like the same cards, though. So, yeah, that is what it is. I love it. And I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, see, Skull of Flowers, Creating Through the Ashes. We got that one. Winter, we had that. Skull of Light, Illumination. What's done in the dark will come to light. That's the thing. Anything you do now is in the dark. It's winter time. It's dark early, right? It's dark most of the day. It's dark in the morning and at night and in the evening. It's dark when it's cloudy. It's dark when it's snowing or when it doesn't. Okay? It's dark. And what's done in the dark, what's done in winter, it will show come spring. Be wary, be careful, be gentle, baby, be gentle, baby, be gentle. Because skeleton, strength. Humility takes strength. Because it's hard to humble the self. But yo, your girl does it, okay? The witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. Sometimes you gotta be close to death to understand humility as a human. What it means to truly be humble, being an organic creature, is to know death and the ins and outs and all its features. Scrying, intuition. Trust your gut, but actually I think that's trust mine, right? Trust what I'm saying here. I know it's like for what, but the divine says so. Trust me. My intuition is strong right now. That's why I got back on here in the first place, because I was like, I'm going to take a good. I'm glad. That's what I'm saying. And probably me too, because I get impatient and shit. But also, like, I go back and forth a lot, so I don't trust really me wanting to ease up on some of the boundaries I've already set or people have cut, right? So I deal with that both ways, I would say. Because I keep all my doors unlocked, just not open. Not physically. I fucking lock my shit up. But, metaphorically. And when it comes to connections. For the most part, yeah. Late song, hidden talents. And zombie control. Watch for them phones. Even I notice I get more sucked into the phone, but it's because, like, time I'd spend outside during my day is now just sitting around waiting for, like, to be time to work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm struggling with that adjustment where we had really nice weather really late in the year, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm out there a bit, but not in the same way I was. So I noticed that I'm taking to my phone a little bit more. I am also trying to focus a bit more on my social media content for this context, right? To draw people in to the circus and whatnot. Because ringleader at a psychedelic circus that's not necessarily Cirque du Soleil and not necessarily a physical place. That's like the fifth option of my outfit today. I love it. Super fun, super cool, super yay. But yeah, be careful. Zombie came out. I think that's it for this deck, and we're going to do some inspiration, and then I'm going to go. I think that's how the night's going to roll. I got one more deck in me, around me, about me. It's crying, intuition. Somebody's crying in the kitchen. That can't be in my house. Who's crying in the kitchen? Skeleton strength. All the strength in me from the deepest place I grieve. I'm losing such a central part of me. Can't let go of it. That's Peter Gabriel. But I was speaking. So let me roll this ad. I'm going to jump around a little bit. What's coming up is going to be the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. And we're just going to pull a few cards. They're my angel deck, but like the all-seeing angels, not the arc ones, you know. Michael's Gabriel, all of them are cool, but that's not really what we're doing over here. They're my mandala cards. So we're going to pull some of those for inspiration for this week to keep us motivated, to keep us going. And then I'll probably call it a night and do some other things, including fleshing out the exact timing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show times Lion King play 222555552. That was lovely. That was lovely. 25th anniversary shit. Okay. I'll be right back. 3 minutes. Redemption. Still stuck in my head. That's really cool. How fun too to see what their advertising is like, even if you can't necessarily understand it. But maybe there's captions on Twitch. I have no idea how that works. Kind of cool. I also do try to be patient with people. Like, whenever someone asks for a personal reading, and I'm like, dude, it's literally in my chat rules that I don't do personal readings on this channel. Like, you clearly didn't read before you came on here. But then I take a moment to realize, like, yo, there's people from all over the world on here. They might not be able to read English that good. So I try to take a moment to say something. But then oftentimes once I say it, people leave. So it's like, okay, that sucks. But I like Twitch for that reason too. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. Let's put these away. And tomorrow I'm going to come back with my new Monday card. So I'm going to try to do this every Sunday around this time, and then every Monday, you know. I was trying to see what my most popular days were before I stuck to a schedule, but then, you know, it was just random. It was literally random every week. I got no real conclusive data on when my stream was popular, because it'd be really great one week, really bad the next week, really good every day one week, and really bad every day the next week. And then the good days from the last week were the bad days this week, and the bad days were the good days. So there was just nothing. Like, I just was testing it out for a while. But now my schedule's accommodated to me picking 2 days. So perfect. Sunday, Monday it is. Sunday nights, we do the Thoth deck, the Halloween Oracle, and the Cosmic Deck of Initiation here. What is that? Universal Spirituality. Noise. And then Mondays, we are doing the Pink Deck, Soulmate readings, the Demon Tarot, Karmic and career-related readings, and the Mystery Deck, which really anything goes, basically. But in relation to gods, goddesses, guides, and galactics at the end of the day, which is also inclusive to twin flame readings. So, and Aries. I'm just kidding. I have 2 major Aries placements, and that's my problematic behavior, my mouth, and my relationship status. You know, Aries Mercury, Aries Venus. How it goes. Before we get into it, I seem like such a stoner, but like in perspective, I've smoked half of this bong since I started streaming 3 hours ago. So like, y'all can chill on me. Michael Rainey was ill the day the earth stood still. No, see, I don't even know, because it's like, and this is how and he was caught in a, no, I don't know. Maybe I am high. I said I want to be the lips, and then I don't even know the song. Cool, great, love that. He got caught in a celluloid jam. I'm in my science fiction era, because I'm reviving some of the old things I was working on, which were very, very science fiction based, and I took a very long break from, but also because I'm a great writer, and I also have PMDD, and I also love the X-Files, and indeed want to believe. So here we are in my science fiction era. I'm sorry you can't, or aren't. When's your birthday? Kind of realized that even though you've been here a while and I knew who you were, that you never got to tell us or share. I'm sorry if it's personal. You don't have to say your birthday. I'm asking your sun sign and any part of your chart or anything that you'd like to share. I really am Libra. That's good. I'm a Taurus, so we're both ruled by Venus. I think that's why you have like an attractive aura around you, where I really like your name because it's clever and it's very inclusive. It's like a triple entendre, which I really like. And sorry. Also the name Allie. I don't know if that's actually your name, but it's a great name. And then you messaged me, and I probably said too much, and I was like, okay, not the vibe. You're Libra. That makes perfect sense. Not that I thought it was a vibe, just that like I said, I was like, ooh, I like your name. Clever, you got my attention. That's a very Libra thing to do. Oh no, you're Virgo, September 4th, not October 4th. What am I saying? I wonder if you have a Libra placement. Libra rising, perhaps, but you're Virgo. You're probably like freaking beautiful. Earth sign. I am too, Taurus. Oh my gosh, I also know an Allie that is a Virgo. That's really funny. A September Virgo, actually. That's fucking hilarious to me. And another Allie I know is very literary. So, love that. Universal love. Universal love for Allies. It's a solid name no matter how you spell it. Because every Allie is different. Ooh, I wonder if you're a Cancer moon. I specifically said Cancer moon earlier. If you don't know your chart, that would be my guess, is that you're obviously Virgo sun. I would guess Cancer moon and Libra rising. That's so funny. All my life, I've always had Allies. I feel like it was always a thing. I have 2 cousins named Allie, so it was like there was abundance of them. Guardian angel. Allies are allies. Universal harmony, healer within. Love it. Things really coming together. Really coming together. Yeah, if you ever find out your birth time or if you know your birthplace and shit like that, but if not, I'm guessing you're a Cancer moon and a Libra rising because that's what the reading told me. It almost sounded like it was about to be chanting, right? Law of life, law of limitation. Law of life, go where you're called. Law of limitation, no, you're not invited. That's great. Quip, great quip. The healer is within. You don't need to seek a healing man. The healer is within. And who is the healer? But the healer themselves, because if the healer cannot heal themselves, then they are not a healer, but someone in need of healing. Okay? Your guardian angels are there to guide you through it. Maybe someone has, I don't know, something they're battling internally. But yeah, there isn't much coming out of these cards. Universal harmony. The thing is, I think at this point, everybody kind of knows that everything is working out and is what it's going to be, and manifest destiny. As much as I hate to say that phrase because it's so colonial and very mistaking. And that's the thing. Go where you are called, but no, you're not invited, right? Because that's the law of life and the law of limitation working in tandem. And that's okay to want to explore. It's okay to want to know more. But you must be respectful of everyone along the way. Because if you are disrespectful to any piece of your journey, it will affect the road that you're taking. Okay? I don't know why I'm getting this almost like Canadian accent going, or Minnesotan or something. I don't know if that's relevant to somebody. That's so weird, isn't it? I do slip into accents sometimes when I do channeled messages, but this seems like a weird accent and a bit, I wasn't suspecting a channeled message, but I suppose this would be the angels coming through. Because the cards weren't really coming out. So the message the whole night was be you, and because who you are is the way that you become the life you want to live, basically. So the more you become yourself, the more you become everything you want. And the thing is, you have to just accept that there are gonna be the good guys and there are gonna be the bad guys, and everybody thinks they're the good guys and anybody else is the bad guys. Of course, it goes both ways. Sometimes the bad guys know they're bad guys, but they know that there has to be one, and they are it. There's adversity, there's inequality, there's challenges in life, but no matter what you do, you know, you have to fight righteous. Universal healing, universal freedom. If the healing starts within, who heals the healer? The healer itself. Universal healing comes when everybody is working together on themselves. Universal freedom is when we realize that we are far from limited to this capacity of this reality as everyone in space. Universal spirituality is coexisting or mingling on some level or dimension that many refuse to see and others believe and are scorned for seeing, when they intentionally have opened themselves to see it. Law of karma, universal balance. There must be people who stay here to serve their karmic debts, and there must be people who are there and living in the future or with their higher selves, because that is the balance, is to have people like connected who guide and people who are grounded who experience their ride. Okay? That's so cute. Buzzing up there. Buzzing right here. It's kind of been boop boop all night where it's like these like flashes of wisdom or whatever, but I guess it's like channeled messages. Not gonna get too deep into it. Trinity though, it's time for creation. It's time for creation. There was black holes. You pass through the void. They suck the things out of you, the life out of you. If you're not careful, if you're not prepared for a black hole, then it gets the best of you because you give it something that you don't want anymore. But if you don't see it coming, then of course you don't know what to do. That's a black hole. But now we have, during Scorpio season, we had the Trinity, and the Trinity is the opposite. The Trinity is the light, the rainbow, the creation. It's like everything that you imagine a black hole to be, but the opposite. Okay. And underneath that Trinity, we have Aries once again. So Aries season, that's why we're waiting. We're not cutting people off in the middle of winter. It's not a good time. People's mental health is really low and you know it. If you had a problem in Leo season, you should have confronted it in Leo season. And if you have any Leo in your chart, then of course you know how to reason with people. Okay. Laughter. And when we mix your laughter with my spooky tune. The Trinity is for a creation point. The Trinity is a creation point. Whereas a black hole is destruction. So we're in creation mode. Aries season is when it all unfolds, I'm sure. Come March, the end of March, early April. Universal forgiveness. Everything will make sense and no one will hold grudges and everything will be perfect. And unity, ultimately, people coming together, whole communities being moved by these things. We don't even know how much our actions are representing us when no one is looking or when we don't think anyone is looking. And if there could be a memory, I do remember a lot of things. And I kind of do know that my kindness does bring me this universal wisdom. If you're not kind to people, you miss out on a lot of opportunities to learn things, to know things, to have interactions that are life-changing, right? But also that with this free spirit, also easy to be kind. And that's why good karma comes for those who walk in alignment, right? Law of compensation. Law of compensation and commitment. If you've stayed committed, then you shall be compensated. If you were committed to something that was not serving you and not serving others, then what will you be compensated with? But if you were, then kudos, because now to Pisces season, the end of the year, is when it's going to pay off. That's when it counts. Universal abundance coming in, because sower of seeds, we reap what we sow and we sow them. And so it goes. Leo and Sagittarius, double fire energy, so embrace it. It's fire season, it's Sag season, embrace that shit. Now's a great time to put in the passion, put in the fire, put in the works, put in the hurry, the quickness, because sparks may fly, but if nothing catches, whatever will it? So now's a great time for action. Now's a great time to go, not forward, but to go harder. Air seasons would be time for moving forward, movement, action, but this kind of action is more compacted. It's like building on stuff. Fire gets bigger, it doesn't move, right? Taurus, fixed signs always in my readings. It's Sagittarius season, but then of course we had to have Taurus and Leo, didn't we? That fixed energy, staying focused, staying grounded, staying true to your own nature and your boundaries. Okay, law of frequency, law of continuity. Love that. Love that, because whatever frequency you're at is the continuity that you are. So if you don't like what's been playing out, if you don't like the timeline you're on, if you don't like, what's happening, then, you might need a little tune-up. You might need a little adjustment with whatever your frequency is. The human heart radiates a frequency of 405 hertz, I believe. And it's very easy to get out of tune from that. And it's not a common found sound. You can't find that sound anywhere. It's like not a desirable sound, because we are adjusting as people. That's why you see some of the higher ones, because people who are very negative need to be lifted much higher, and people who are just, averaging out at 100 need, 369 kind of thing. But 405, it's the human heart that's true love. It's very sought after commodity. It's just something I came to with channel reading a while ago, a few months ago, but something very special about that. So if you don't like what you are seeing, then you need to be on a different frequency. You need to find your adjustment levels. You need to find your peace. You need to find your place, your things. I love those meditation musics on YouTube, like searching meditation music healing to start. Doing an 8-hour one while you sleep for a few nights a week. I found it almost harder to sleep with them, but I was healing really fast from my injuries when I was using them. I don't rely on them as a crutch. Sometimes now I do nature sounds and enchanting music more than like the meditative stuff, which maybe I need to. My ear is going off right now, so maybe I need to tune up in that regard and do an 8-hour shift with it. But I do attribute that to healing my physical injuries much faster than they would have if I didn't. So sometimes you need to find that alignment and then just ease up from there and explore from there. Yeah. It's very important. Very important. Especially if you're hearing a ringing in your ear, you need to bring your vibrations up. That's what I'm getting. I think of the ears as getting messages, but I think that's because I'm a messenger. You know what I mean? Or a channel, a conduit, if you will. But in this scenario, it's telling me if your ear is ringing, you need to raise your vibration or your frequency, regardless of how you do it. But pay attention to what you listen to and what you consume, for sure. So yeah, whatever frequency you can maintain is what life is maintained for you. Law of frequency and law of continuity working together. And here we've got the final ones. Healer within, guardian angel, Cancer. Okay, we already had these. Universal love and universal harmony. So everything is working out to the greatest capabilities that all of us have ever seen. And that's a beautiful thing. Especially if the end of the world is happening. But who knows what that really means, And there's never really been a time in life where people didn't feel that way about things. So why not just embrace that this could just be the next big movement in the timeline of reality, right? And know that anything is possible when everything is right here and right now. Okay? Universal freedom, freedom of choice. Never try to manifest a person, because not only does it backfire, but it just doesn't work. Evolution, Scorpio, law of karma. Scorpio season taught us a lot about growth, and what goes around comes around, truly. Throwing it back, throwing the bow. And miracle, blank slates, things coming out of nowhere, things just happening, unexplained. Virgo, that's you, baby. Also, Virgo energy, very grounded and secure. Virgo season, of course, was a few months ago. Universal truth, things came out during Virgo season. There were things that needed to be had or needed to be said. Did you listen? Like, anyway, not you, but in general. Universal compassion. Show a little empathy. Have a little love. Give a little heart. Have, some compassion and passion for things. Guardian angel, people looking out regardless. Light pencil drawing on this one. Looks blank, but it isn't. It's an outline. And then universal balance and universal spirituality. In order to achieve the balance, you have to recognize the spiritual meaning behind it, right? But in order to really attain spiritual knowledge, you have to accept that it is a balance. You gotta avoid rabbit holes while also understanding your own divine plan, so to speak. Okay. Cool. That was cool. Okay. I thought I was done. Ooh, and then this came out again. I always shuffle before I put them away, Yep. Dear Prudence. Eight of Discs is a very Virgo card. Well, won't you come out to play? That was the other deck. Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day. The sun is up, the sky is blue. It's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? That is the vibe. Giver of light. Okay? You have no idea. An old message I channeled in my notebook a few years ago said, you never saw your true colors, but we did, and we loved all of it. And that really hit me, because I knew it was about me, even though I wrote it. And I didn't write it about myself, I channeled it. And I'm passing that along to you, because it just saying you, dear Prudence, and you just said you did struggle with being yourself. And this Virgo card is sitting here, so look around, round, 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 universal harmony. If things look like they're aligning, they are. If things look like they're going well, they are. If things seem right, they are. There's no more denying it. There's no more hiding it. There's no more struggling with it. There's no more, what if, the itch of what if you will. Okay? No more of that. It's over. Okay? Virgo energy. Something happened in Virgo season, or you are Virgo in Allie's case here. But it is all being resolved, and it's all in divine time. Aries season, a guardian angel. Maybe you have an Aries guardian angel, someone who passed away, watches over you, who was an Aries, or something big happening and blessing you. Duality, could be both. Could be both. The reason you're being blessed in Aries season is because you have an Aries guardian angel. Universal truth, universal compassion. Is that you? I know it's me. Blessing. Not everyone is brave enough to speak the truth. So as much as you struggle being yourself, if you struggled to speak out before, a lot of people struggle with that their whole lives. So if you can do it now, then you probably could have done it any time, and people are lucky that you waited. That's how I think that. So it was really lovely to get to know you this evening, Allie, and thank you for being with me pretty much the whole time and all the way to the end. But this was such a vibe, Absolutely loved it. I am not only getting tired, oh my gosh, Trinity and Sagittarius. Remember to focus on what you want and your best outcomes and your desired life a lot during these next few weeks of Sagittarius season because it's a trinity. It is a trinity. That means an open spot of creation. It's like the opposite of a black hole. So just remember to really mind your thoughts, set your intentions, envision your dreams, work towards making these things a reality, and not get too caught up in the daydream. But yeah, putting in the work for what you want. That's kind of the energy of a trinity. Just being able to sit there and look at it in the face and say, yes, that's what I want. Okay, let's do it, and putting in the work. Okay? Fucking back is itching again. I swear these deadheads keep popping in on me. What's up, y'all? Anyways, I always shuffle my decks before I put them away, but when the cards fall out, I honor it. Because I don't need to cut them off. I just was going to go. Oh my gosh, this is such a particular deck. Law of frequency reminder to make sure that you're set to the right frequency, which I would like to do. Okay. Any last messages from anybody? Law of life. That's the law of life, isn't it? Man. Pat yourselves on the back, maybe? Pat yourselves on the back. Shot in the back, perhaps, in a past life. I have a birthmark back there. Crown. Aries. Law of cause and effect. Guardian angel. Something may happen, but whatever may come, you are protected. There is a blessing around the whole situation, and I love it. I really, truly love it. Open your crown chakra, align with the crown chakra. Find a crown meditation. I love that for you. My sister's a Libra. I think that's why I can so easily pick on Libra energy, right? Inner vision, what I tell you. That's what you do for a Trinity spot. Okay, anything else going on with these cards? Last call here. I feel like I'm wrapping it up. This is it for the night. I did 3 decks. If you want to watch from the beginning, you can see the Thoth reading we did and the Halloween Oracle, which I used for a channeled shadow self reading. Aries again, maybe check in on your sister, okay? Law of transmutation, for sure. Even if you check in with her mentally, if she's sleeping right now, or if you don't talk that much, or just like do talk mentally, law of transmutation. Make sure she's good. Maybe she's not feeling well. Universal forgiveness. Maybe y'all are close but had a tiff. Remember that forgiving others means that you understand that you yourself are worthy of forgiveness. Okay, so I feel like that's a really solid last note. Are these angels going to let me go or not? I'm hearing one last heartbreak. One last heartbreak. Maybe like there will be a breakup before love happens or something like that. One last heartbreak. I'm hearing nothing else, but also hearing toe-to-toe, and it felt like I dropped a card, but I didn't. So golden rule. Golden rule. When someone steps to you, you gotta step back. Golden rule of the night. On that note, I think it's right. Duality. Miracle. Cancer. Law of attraction, unity, Capricorn. Something that happened in Cancer season. The law of attraction put into motion, unity, people coming together, and Capricorn, probably Capricorn season, right after Sagittarius, right after this Trinity spot. Miracles do happen. Maybe miracles for Christmas type vibes. So Hopefully, there is some bonds that are rekindled, reformed, rebuilt. Capricorn here again, Aquarius, healer within. Got an Aquarius moon, but Capricorn Aquarius sounds like a timeline there. Oh my God, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a break because I was trying to wrap this up, and these cards, I respect it. I always shuffle my deck, make sure there's no, and this is like, no, there's a ton of messages, and I'm just ignoring them. I just wasn't about to whole ass get into it, but I might have to. So let me take a few because this is clearly going to take longer than I thought. And then hopefully I'll be calling it a night soon enough. Ah, sorry, I got a little caught up on that one. Love that 33333. Love angel numbers. Hey, thanks for sticking it out, y'all. These cards, I was like really trying to get out of doing this. I was like, it's getting late. I want to spend a little time with my partner before I go to bed. Blah 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 blah. Okay, these cards were like, nah, you have messages to deliver. You haven't been here in a while. Look, I missed 333, but then just now it was 444. But I'm glad you saw it because it was your angel number. Look up 333. I think that one's about new beginnings and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. But I think even more specifically than new beginnings, it's like the turning point for things, but I could be wrong. We have Capricorn here with Miracle and Universal Balance. So by Capricorn season, things will start to make sense and really even out. We have Guardian Angel here and Universal Forgiveness on the top of the deck. Universal Compassion and Free Spirit on the bottom. So the freer you are, the more loving you'll feel. You know, the more you feel like you can spread your wings, the higher that you can carry others when you think about it, right? It's like a really beautiful thing. Universal balance, the law of free will, and the law of karma. I think that actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it. If the balance in the universe would be that, yes, everyone has the gift of free will. Yes, everyone can make their own decisions. However, the way that the universe keeps its balance is with the concept of karma. It's, yes, you have the free will to do whatever you're going to do or do what you want. There is also consequences or rewards for all those actions. And with karma, it's not necessarily rewards. It's really getting the okay to keep going. It's being affirmed and told, yes, you're doing the right thing and you are who you are. Good job. It's not really about physical rewards with karma. But sometimes it can be physical consequences in the reverse. You know? That's the balance. That's how the universe keeps its balance. So you'll kind of see things working out in that way during Capricorn season, but then come Aquarius season, it'll kind of be your time. Healer within. Time to focus on the self. Time to go withdraw mode for those last remaining weeks of winter until the end of the zodiac year, Pisces season. Come March. Initiation. Next year's about to be off the chain, I'll tell you that much. We're all being initiated into our new roles and our new positions in life, whether it's in a cosmic way, a physical way, could be presenting in job form, relationship form, career in general, work, creativity, even the self, the knowing, your personality, the way you introduce yourself. You're being initiated into something greater than you. Okay? Universal forgiveness. You must forgive the journey you took to get here, for you would have never arrived safely had you taken any other path. Period. Sower of seeds. Humility. Okay? Taurus is here. That's me. Also Taurus season. Golden rule. What's the golden rule? Is this the pile we already did? It's not. It's a different pile. Oh, it's the pile I picked up off the floor. That's entirely too many cards. I feel like we busted out some messages. Golden rule. I'm hearing something funny because, like, the aliens and the angels are very similar energies, right? I'm hearing go the hour, be the hour, whatever that means. Oh, whatever that means. Okay, are we wrapping it up? And when I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs. Hell fucking yeah! Thanks, Marky. Is that like my Marky? No. Maybe. I think this ended up on Facebook, didn't it? Oh well, JK, but could be. No, it's definitely not my marquee. That's hilarious. Hi. Um, welcome to the end of my stream. Thank you for the follow. Hell fucking yeah. And I said, hell fucking yeah. Hell fucking yeah. I said, hell fucking yeah. You know? Fuck yeah. Very cool, very kind, very love it. Anyways, love to see it. Love you, love everything, love life, love the frequency of love. Great Gogo Bordello song. I think the angels are finally kind of. I'm just kidding, I'll never stop. But if we're singing, I think we're at the end of the messages, and that means we're at the end of the third deck of the evening, and therefore the end of the night. So, thank you once again for everybody tuning in. It was great to be back, and I will be back again tomorrow evening. I'm trying to make Sunday, Monday nights my regular thing from now on. I know that the viewers of Twitch prefer to have schedules to plan on, and I can appreciate that. I have less time to dedicate to Twitch. The only reason I came back at all is because, well, they sent me a little payout while I was away. And I thought that was sweet enough to come back and see what would happen. And this stream was honestly amazing. Thank you all for tuning in. Laughter, remember, laughter is nature's best medicine, besides all the plants and shit. Okay? I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for being here. Yes, thank you. I was literally about to say, and mushrooms. I said, laughter is nature's best medicine, besides all the plants and shit. And I thought, mushrooms are the medicine. And I look up and there's mushrooms there. So I love you so much. I'm glad you get to chat in the chat now. If you're just tuning in, I'm sorry I'm leaving. It's late. And I've been doing this for almost 4 hours, and I just came back for the first time in a month and a half. I'm going to try to start a little bit earlier tomorrow night than I did tonight. Shooting for between like 7 and 9 Pacific time, and go until about this time in the morning. But yeah, tonight was the Thoth deck, the Halloween Oracle, and the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. Tomorrow's going to be the Pink deck, the Demon Tarot, and, well, it's really Demon Oracle, and the Mystery deck. So tune in for that. If you miss it, you can always watch the replay. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, you can watch me in other places. Check out my website, www.illymilly.com, for more. Okay? So I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to roll out with an ad. Fuck it. Okay? Good night. I'm not coming back. Good night. All right. Thanks for sticking it out for the ad. I'm leaving. Good night and good luck. See you tomorrow night. Mwah.